I just wanted to pull that up.
Cameras.
We are back in studio.
I gotta come to the left a little.
To the left, to the left.
He's back and slightly more sober this week than he was last.
Hey, only slightly.
Well, for now.
For now. In due time. In due time. Not by myself. That's always good.
Every time I come back, there's just more stuff.
No, there's actually not more stuff this time.
Is it
It's
just
the
in a
same
different spot?
You've been gone.
I was gone a week. Settle down.
gone.
I'm not like Steve. I didn't tornado
Typically, it's
Tuesday
like-
myself just right out of the booth.
Like just tornadoes.
Just like,
I'm out. Okay.
We don't have a lot of news and stuff today, so.
peanut butter or salted caramel, boys?
Peanut butter salted caramel.
Nah.
Why not?
Peanut butter? Have you ever
mean-
had screwball?
Yeah.
That's what this is, a better
Essentially-
version of screwball.
Okay.
Plus
And
salted
then
caramel. Why
salted
wouldn't you go half and
caramel.
half?
I'll have both.
Yeah, why not together?
I think you start with peanut butter.
I'm not ready for that.
You're
I'm
oh, he's
throw
back.
bows.
He's back. Throwing bows on us just because I yell at him.
I think you start with PB.
Fine.
All right, that's fair. Not to mention, it's like $12 cheaper than screwball.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I can get behind that.
Houston, we may have a problem.
That is.
Well, is your tracker sheet pulling up the correct date? Or are we just?
What do you mean?
Mine's not showing that one again. Remember how we had this issue?
Yeah, mine doesn't have that issue.
Yeah, just mine. So that's good.
We're calling it a personal problem.
Yeah.
Fortunately, if it's your
I
problem,
resaved it to
is
see if
our
it-
problem as well.
Jumped in there. At all.
Oh, let's make sure to timestamp this week. So let's write that down, not screw that up. Look. It's just a great sound.
It smells so good. I mean, if you like peanut butter, I guess.
Yeah. You clearly have to like peanut butter, or you might vomit.
But I mean, when I first heard of peanut butter whiskey,
we're good.
I did not think that I was going to like it.
Why? You like peanut butter?
It's fine, but like, do you guys like Fireball anymore?
I mean,
Like, never
generally
really
I
did.
don't think I ever liked it. It was always
I was
just a shot.
I was a Prairie
Right, but
Fire
like peanut
guy.
butter whiskey is enjoyable.
I guess I don't think I've just sipped on those.
Oh yeah.
On what?
On those.
Like a peanut butter whiskey?
I mean, I gotta get through this Skittle.
It's not a Skittle.
It's so good.
False advertising.
It's bad. It's not
and
bad.
it's such a
You're
dessert.
really just all over the place.
So I have actually at one point
China shop is back.
at one point just to make the drink, just because I wanted like a grape peanut butter, grape fierce Gatorade and peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah.
Pretty solid.
PB and J.
PB and J, pretty solid.
Also, in my defense, Ryan has nothing within like 3 feet of him.
He
and
does.
I've just like
everything over
and then
here.
I brought more stuff to get in the way
That's
today.
the extra
Like,
stuff.
just
There
like,
it is.
like,
Well, also in my defense, I have the computer.
I bring papers so that I don't have this to
it's
deal
because
with.
you're old.
Like,
Okay.
But I have to type stuff in, and then you guys have to
I
actually
also-
see the screen.
And I have to produce the show. So
So touche.
wait, really, all you have to do is sit there, look at your piece of paper, and drink.
I'm just here to bitch.
Yeah,
That's
right?
fine.
He's back. All right.
And you were mad I wasn't in studio last week.
I tell you what, though, when it's just you, it's kind of a little weird.
Yeah.
Because like,
It's just eerie.
because you feed off each other. You go to
Yeah.
look. You do
Right.
things, and I was just like,
So when you're looking,
hey, hey,
I actually
camera.
have to look at the
Like I
camera.
have to look at the camera because I have to talk to you, not
Right.
the ghosts next to me that are sometimes
Looking
on
at
the
a
phone.
camera and trying to be natural is very hard from someone with a broadcasting background. Like, it's a completely different dynamic of how talented people are that are looking at cameras and then actually still feel natural.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that you have to work at.
Yeah, it was interesting. So, what do we got this week? What's up? KU, Rock Chalk. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, that's not
Make
even like
money on them. I'm
that's
so
fine.
excited.
Well, like
I'm gonna ride until it dies.
So you're riding them this week.
Oh, maybe.
Big 12's just upside down.
That loss cost. They're not getting the playoffs.
So we're talking about eventually going to be talking about the Kansas TCU game when Oklahoma and Texas are playing this week,
and Auburn, Georgia, and Alabama, Texas A&M.
Yeah, and I'd rather watch KU TCU.
That at 0-0 to start the season.
Much better.
Great weekend setup. Just
much better.
Like you're looking at all of those games going, oh my gosh,
this is a day.
Rivalry game.
Right.
Boom, this, that.
And now you're going, ew, KU TCU. Let's go.
Well, yeah, I mean, game day is going to be there. So they're saying it's not just us
It's
that's
not just
saying
us,
that.
it's
Like they're
Jalen Daniels.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll get to it. You guys got any hyped up stuff?
There's not a lot of news.
I gotta figure out life real quick.
The only news that really came out is how many people, and we already knew that there was an egregious mishandling of Tua's situation, but like people actually getting fired or put on leave and stuff like that, or getting called out for just blatantly mishandling that situation.
Yeah, but the NFL will continue to do this until something happens.
You mean death happens?
Well, yeah, but that's the.
Does it have to go
Ultimately, though, like death doesn't happen. Like, I mean, we don't have any history.
Correct.
So, like, that's the problem.
Right.
Because to your point, yes,
they'll push that limit.
Not to be morbid about it,
Right.
but literally that doesn't. But what it causes is in ways worse.
I'm not wrong. You're not wrong.
But this weekend, oh man, just drew a complete blank.
That's all right. He forgot to push record on the cameras, but the A-10 was recording.
Oh, all right. So
those are just backups. It's fine. It's
Right.
whatever. It's his first week back in the studio.
Tight
Although
end.
he was here last week.
tight end catches a ball, gets hit, clearly stumbles, struggles to get off the field. Brady hikes the ball. Oh, it was Brait in the Bucs game.
Yeah.
Brandon, his own dude.
Watching with my wife, I said, that guy is concussed, needs to be taken out of the game. They're barely giving him time to get off the field. Bucs got called for 12 men on the field because he didn't make it off in time.
Right.
I said, I'm watching. No one from the NFL can see that and buzz down. I'm watching the game from my couch.
Yeah.
He does not play the entire second half. They let him play 6 plays between then and halftime, at which at any point, had he got hit in the head, caught the ball, he's at, 100 times the risk?
Right.
Or, whatever the science is behind that. That's inexcusable.
You know why? Because now we've had it's happened a lot, but both of those were during 2-minute drills.
I don't care.
I know, but that's like the reason. They just let it go. Oh, it's almost halftime. He'll be fine.
No. Just no. Like, I mean, I don't know how deep we want to dive into this, but like, if I at home and like I am literally sitting there like pausing the thing,
he's concussed.
I rewound it, showed my wife, and I'm like, this is why these things happen. And we can buzz down for some idiot ass review with 2 minutes left in the game when team's down 3 touchdowns, but you can't get a dude off the field during a 2-minute warning, in which his own team got called for 12 men on the field.
Right.
Because he didn't get his concussed ass off the field in time.
Although, like, as quarterback, though, couldn't you just waited?
For what?
Him to get off the field.
Yeah, but I mean, to your point.
I'm just saying, though.
It was 2-minute warning,
Right.
though.
Yeah,
like,
he was 2
was
minutes
rushing.
Yeah.
That's how injured he was. And they had 3 timeouts.
I know. Like, it was
So, like, it had
no reason for that
no
penalty.
reason. First of all, no reason for the penalty.
He shouldn't have. They should have.
Also, as soon as he falls down
Like
after
that?
he tries to stand up,
You blow it
we are
dead.
buzzing. We are
Get him
buzzing until the whistle blows.
Absolutely.
We're turning the lights off in the state. Like,
Right.
I mean, we've got all of this player safety bullshit for quarterbacks getting hit too hard or like the defender falling on his shoulder
Too
or
much
whatever.
weight.
But we're not going to protect the dude that's stumbling around the damn field and can't get off in time and during a 2-minute drill.
I'm interested to see what the
Get your shit together, NFL.
NFLPA and,
Fired up about this.
NFL is coming out with some things. I believe it'll come out this week. It's supposed to go into effect potentially this week, if not next, with the new protocol. To me, the players have to they're going to have to take control for any change to happen. Like in that scenario, the players should just stood there and held onto the ball and said, we're not playing because he's concussed. It won't happen.
He was the only one. Like, all he had to do was lay down.
I mean, also that too.
But
yes.
again, I'm watching from home.
Why?
If the NFL it cares.
There's the key word.
Yeah, but they
don't.
NFL cares. They have there's a business.
NFL cares. Yes, I agree, but they don't truly care.
But I'm just saying, like, if I'm Brait and something were to happen and I showed that play and asked the NFL why you didn't buzz down, what's the NFL's response? Like, don't they am I wrong that they have a neurosurgeon watching to make them buzz?
I believe they do. That's the whole point.
Right. Okay. I'm just making sure that I'm not like that was the whole independent. Like,
I think the
guy,
moral of
all
the
those
story.
things.
The moral of the story is like for the NFL, people aren't gonna stop watching. So like in that situation, nobody stopped watching because Tua this is that. Break goes down. Nobody stopped watching. People are gonna watch next week. They're gonna watch next week. So at the same time that it's an NFL problem, it's hard to put it on us as fans because we still love the product. For the most part, we love the product. But at the same time, until they start to lose some sort of money because they're not going to lose the money. That's the thing.
Well, I'm not going to stop watching. It's not me that's getting concussed.
Not anymore.
I mean, I've been concussed. I've had 3 concussions.
Right.
Like,
right.
I understand what the repercussions of that can be, but like ultimately, these dudes are getting paid a lot of money to be on the field. They're not going to take themselves off the field.
No.
Like Tua didn't have a choice. Like, I mean, those are the obvious ones.
Is
like
just,
that's a whole nother.
It's just
like yeah. Anyways, they're investigating that.
Again, Tua still chose to play.
I don't know how,
but he did. Like
I just don't understand. So
have
like
you had a concussion?
Oh yeah.
He lives in the concussion. You know how it feels. It's not good. I couldn't imagine wanting to continue playing specifically as a quarterback, or it doesn't matter. When you get a concussion, you don't feel right.
No.
And then the history of like if you get 2 and 3 and it's just not good.
But as an athlete, like during heat of the moment, you don't want to come out. You want to keep playing. I get that. I mean, the NCAA is doing a much better job about it than the NFL is in regards to those. Yeah. Like, so they do I guarantee in the NFL they do some sort of baseline testing and all this stuff. The exact same stuff that we did in the NCAA, probably to a better degree of what we did in the NCAA of, hey, you have to read this list of numbers and then you have to read it backwards and whatever your times are, if you don't hit that time or within a certain like standard deviation of that time, then all right, guess what? You're done.
Yeah, but the trick to that is you can make that easier for your concussion, right? Like you can delay it. You can miss a couple words. There was I don't know who was talking about it in sports talk, but like your baseline, you can control what your baseline is. So therefore, when you have a concussion, like you can height like it's not a concussion because he missed the same amount.
So I guess the only thing that we dealt with when I was wrestling is like we had guys do that, and obviously there's adrenaline, you're out of breath, you're doing these things like you just went through a big scramble or whatever it was. And we had guys do that. I mean, of course, I probably read a little bit slower on mine too. But in the heat of the moment, when you want to just get back out and compete and you try reading faster and you do read faster and you do this stuff and then your baseline looks very faulty, they don't like that as trainers where they're like,
but you
okay,
passed.
You just beat this by 15 seconds.
But you passed.
You were in a complete clear state of mind when you read it the first time. You just went through rigorous activity, you are out of breath, and you just had some head trauma, whatever it might be, but you're reading faster now. Like that doesn't make sense to me.
Right. But like that's the whole thing of like it happens. we remove you, safety first, and now we're going to take a baseline right now, but like you don't just get to go back in. I'm sorry. Like I'm sorry.
You should it should be an automatic. You're done for the game. Like as immediately as minimum as possible.
I feel like like maybe the NFL starts going to like baseline before every game. Like, does it get to that point where before every game? Because I might read differently on Monday than I do on Sunday, whatever it is. But like, give a baseline.
I'm just looking for the egregious stuff that I can see as a
Right.
If you're knocked
I
out,
agree.
you fall
instability,
like a damn
body instability of any sort is immediate.
It was a back
sign
injury.
that your body could not take whatever just happened, and it didn't have anything like when I don't get hit below the shoulder pads and I stand up and cannot, my brain has been impacted.
Correct.
End of story.
Yeah.
Now, how mild or
but that's for next week.
Now,
is,
I know
is for next week.
That's next week.
It's not for this game.
No, it's not for this game.
So as soon as you see that, it's buzz, find the player, take his helmet, take his shoulder pads,
and be done.
He's done.
He's done.
And like all of your testing is done post game. We don't need to do it right now. That guy needs
to do it now.
Get out of all of this stuff. Like
you're done.
I want the baseline to be done. To Ryan's point, I want your baseline to be done when you're at the same level.
Yeah.
Not adrenaline or I also don't want you to read as you're dead. Like I don't. You know what I mean? Like I mean, give yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're to your point. Like you don't feel up to it if you got concussion, whether that's for a day, 3 days, a week, 2 weeks, or your life, which may be the case in Tua's. But I mean, he still wants to come back and play.
So
like next week.
So for Tua's thing, so like the first week that it happened, when he was, unstable, wobbly, that kind of stuff. 4 days
before it happened.
So for me, when I broke my neck and when, I got hit at practice, I could feel like a loss of strength in extremities, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't a head trauma, so I still had enough control.
Mm-hmm.
Was I maybe a little yes, but was I wobbling and falling to the ground again or any of that stuff? No.
And
not
you
even close.
Broke your neck.
Yes.
Like you actually had a neck back injury?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I just verified because
so,
Tua
so
only hurt his neck.
But the thing is like, so my body, when it happened, boom, impact, my body like fell asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was weird. The tingly, numb tingly that they always ask, can you feel your fingers? Are you numb and tingly?
Right.
Yeah, 100% I was. So at that point, I got up and I walked and but I wasn't wobbly enough to fall down. That's the thing.
I've never been that concussed, by the way.
It was that.
Yes.
And this was that bad of an injury that, have surgery less than 24 hours later.
Right.
And so in comparison to football, in a sense, my neck injury was very similar to Peyton Manning's.
Mm-hmm.
When he broke his neck, had his fusion, had everything. Very similar injuries.
That's why your games are so similar.
Exactly.
Golf games.
Wow. We got Peyton.
He's probably better. I don't know now. Now I got that putter in the bag.
Putter. It's still in plastic.
It's still in the plastic. And I can hit. I'm pretty accurate on our living room carpet. That's pretty flat.
It's running a good five.
He's
five
got
and a
3
half.
different styles of carpet in his house, so he can practice through all cuts.
Yep.
No, I just put around Willow's toys.
That's fair.
There you go.
Put obstacles. But nonetheless, like seeing that, I could tell, okay, you're either about to be paralyzed because you have a disc that's compressing some part of your spinal cord that's not allowing you to do that, or guess what? Your head got hit pretty freaking hard, and you were out. Like, watch the UFC one time. Yeah. Watch one of those guys get hit in the jaw and then just stumble around. Yeah. That's exactly what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So, does this deter you from your boys playing at all?
I mean, at this point, I would say, like, is it a topic of discussion? Yes, but does it deter me from having them play? No.
Same.
I mean, it's still too. I feel like, and right or wrong, like, I feel like a lot of it is, 1, observation of how your kid is being coached, but 2, also observation of, like, knowing your child and watching your child.
Yeah.
So do I want to take my kid out of something simply because there is a risk of X? Now, obviously football, but like soccer's the most
concussions, actually.
So like, you know, nobody thinks of soccer as a collision sport. So like football gets a bad rep because of the speed and
severity.
Physicality of collisions. But no, I wouldn't. Now, I am not going to try to talk my kid into playing football if he doesn't want to play football. However, the concussion part of it is not something that I'm going to prevent my kid from the opportunity. And I won't put my kid into tackle football until later in life than possibly most people, I guess. He'll play flag football until probably 5th or 6th grade.
Oh, in Ankeny, they don't even have tackle until 5th. So
right, which is to me like
I don't.
That might I didn't play tackle football till 7th grade.
I didn't play until 5th grade.
Yeah,
So
I was
like
7th grade.
I mean, but these kids play in 2nd, 3rd grade now. It
Yeah.
just doesn't do anybody any good. We're not learning anything by being in pads as a 7-year-old or 8-year-old.
No.
People
Even
who
as
say
a
people
10
who
or
say you want to get them
12-year-old,
used to. So
You don't-
there are some flag football leagues now that have them wear like
They do
the
pads
bump
with
caps,
flags.
or they have the pads with flags. Okay, if you want them to truly get used to it and the pace of play with the feeling of having pads on, sure.
But
go
even
ahead.
that I somewhat disagree with because you're going to pull a flag. So what am I going
totally-
to do when I go to pull the flag? I'm going to put my head down
Yeah.
with the helmet
we were just-
on, which is exactly what we're trying
See,
to
now you're
avoid.
flaring up this weekend during the game when I was coaching and my phone decided to factory reset. Different story. But anyways, I was telling Michelle this. I really don't like flag from a coaching training perspective.
Right, you're not
specifically
training a lot
for
of
defense.
anything
Because
good.
nothing they're doing is what I would teach.
No.
So, like, I've taught them actually to get in front and essentially wrap up and grab the
Right.
flag, because when they're just reaching and diving, it's like none of that is football related at
Right.
all.
The only
on
thing you can
defense.
do like to teach flag football defense, I think that's like remotely good, is like the corralling and or contain
Yes, and your
aspect.
angles, those two, those.
So like,
yes.
but I mean, what do you? How
They're also
much
little
can you
kids.
teach that to a 7-year-old?
Right.
I mean,
They do their own thing. Trust
Right.
me.
It's
Exactly.
grow
We
up
got
with
cut
two
back
older
on
brothers.
twice, and I about lost my mind.
So I like growing up with two older brothers where we play this smear game and in the back.
This
well,
smear game.
in the backyard.
You know that one.
But I mean,
what do they call that? Smear the Ryan? All right.
strange person. But yeah, I mean, that's how I learned to freaking wrap up. Well, I wrestled too, so
Yeah.
that helps. But like,
Yeah.
figure it out.
Figure it out. All right. Off the concussion talk.
Yes.
Let's. Why don't we get to some of the Twitter stuff, and then so we can notate that we're done with that. I have it in here.
Just for an update, we're on to the mix.
50 to nice already.
Yeah.
It's been 20
Well, I
3
mean,
minutes.
they were small pours.
I'll just type it in here. 6:50 to 23:15. All right, moving on. All right, let's look at some of these.
Fellas, there's a lot of red there.
What are you? You're not supposed to be looking at that yet. I also need to make sure that our.
It's not as bad as what you think. Actually,
I know. I did fine.
He's got the shitty shot, so it's all.
I have both
really
of them.
Matters. Oh,
But
that's
by-
ideal.
I have both of them by tiebreaker in college and NFL by 1 pick,
It don't matter.
and I would have lost the tiebreaker.
Loss
still,
is a loss.
So
L's an L. All right, let's get to some of our tweets. The Lions have scored the most points in the NFL this season with 140, and they are 1-3. And I don't know if you guys can see this because it's small, but Cole immediately reply of, "That's so Lions."
So Lions.
They're scoring points. Goff looks
Yeah, their offense has weapons.
defense.
Even when they lost their
Jamal
best weapon
Williams.
this weekend, they put up 45.
Sure did. They lost 3. They had 3 down.
So have they lost all 3 games scoring more than 40 points?
no,
Or
they
2
only
out of-
scored 24 against the Vikings.
Okay, so they've lost 2 out of 3 scoring more than 40 points.
Yep.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in the NFL, guys.
No.
It's happening right now.
It
happens in the Big
no,
12.
It happens to the Lions.
Right.
It doesn't happen in the
So
NFL.
it's-
Happens to the Big 12.
So
All right, this one. For all our golf fans out there, this one I was just scrolling, and you know those things that just get you, that you just like the immediate laugh and you can't control it. This was it. If it decides.
I was talking to my buddy yesterday. He saw Alan making fun of Bryson. He did not see what happens after it, which is the best part.
Why won't this play?
It's buffering.
Is it connected to the internet?
Yeah, because the other one popped up. You know what? Let's just
What's the internet speed?
Oh, here we go. Oh, the old Bryson under the rope.
Watch though. This guy
Hit the.
Yo, you didn't see it either.
No, I didn't either because I lost it.
No,
here.
that was the best part.
And Bryson.
Watch, this guy misses. He misses grabbing it, and actually Bryson's himself.
So we have a making fun of Bryson and then a full Bryson.
Yes, like he accidentally
Full Bryson.
He whiffs on the grab and just runs right into it.
That's great. That's great.
I'm glad you missed that too.
I did too.
miss that.
I'm not gonna lie.
I that's just glorious.
So honestly, like I watched it the first time thinking that the joke was
the dude, not
them together. But then as I watched, I'm like, oh, he did not miss grabbing the rope. Like I thought they were doing like a parody type of thing.
No.
And I was like, no, he didn't have any idea because the other guy grabs the rope first, trying to get him under.
Yeah.
This guy was just literally reaching for it and said,
That was great. That was great.
He missed with both hands, by the way.
Mets, which is never good. Mets fans, sorry about it. You just got swept, so I'm gonna have to put this one up there. It just makes me feel good about it. So sorry about it.
A little NL East trash talk there.
Trash talk. I just let the players play. Let's see, little couple homer stuff.
Yeah, a couple in a row there I saw.
Yeah. Well, hey, you guys don't put them on there. It was a good day. It was a good day. Okay,
He was feeling himself this weekend.
It was great.
That's because my homer stuff is like Kirk Cousins missing wide open Adam Thielen in the end zone as Johnny Munt misses.
Don't depress yourself like
Exactly.
that.
But no, this one was good to see Terrell. He's getting back in shape. I mean, he first week got torched, and it's good to see him getting back to who he is,
right?
As opposed to was last year a fluke. And I mean, this is just ridiculous.
Did the Falcons win?
Oh yeah, best believe we did. All right. And we didn't give up.
Way to go, Falcons! Good job.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your victory, sir.
Appreciate it. 2-2. This one, we were talking about this earlier. How pure is Charlie Wood's swing? And how much does he look like Tiger?
As pure as it should be for being Tiger Woods' son.
Like,
it's better.
It's better.
Because he's
just hopefully doesn't change
working
it. He won't change it. Tiger won't let him change it. Just look at this.
No, but like his is better than Woods at that age, just from like a.
I'm not talking about his age. I think now it's better than
also
Tiger's.
Like, not to sound anything but just like look at his ass. For how old is he? 13? No, like.
It just got really awkward.
I'm sorry, but like. All I'm saying is that
I noticed his calves before that. So like right
when
here,
he's standing over the ball, that's
Phil Mickelson's calf right there.
There's dudes in the PGA Tour that don't have the definition lower body that he does.
He's got
Look
good
at
genes. Good genes. He's got some solid genes.
And I mean, he's got good genes, and then the best teachers in the world.
They get teachers plural, and probably the best caddy that you can.
And then he'll get coached to be in front of the mic, and then he'll get coached to be in front of the mic, and he'll be all good.
Oh, he's phenomenal in front of the mic.
He was rough on that interview.
He was, but like I feel like when he tries not to be, Tiger's the same way. When Tiger tries not to be himself, he's bad.
Right.
Yeah.
When Tiger opens up, that's when everybody loves him the most. And
absolutely.
I feel like it'll be
really just going like 3 in a row. Tom Brady and Giselle going to divorce.
Yeah,
this one's good.
Sure we had this in here.
Absolutely. I just for all those that don't know, the Falcons are 2-2 and tied for first place in the South. And we're playing the Bucs this weekend for first place. I'm just saying that this distraction really hurts him. I'm 100% behind.
Is everybody in the South 2-2?
No.
Also,
just the Bucs and us.
If this is coming out now, then it's been in the works. So
I think that's what happened during the whole 10-day thing.
You think?
Or before that, yeah.
You're so insightful.
Yeah. Yeah. I just, obvious things. By the way, how was it mixed?
Good. I mean,
is it better?
It's good every way.
Is it
That's
better?
too bad.
I didn't know if you'd get peanut butter start with caramel finish, because that would be
wrong.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, yeah.
That was my thought.
I would drink them, but
all sorts of it. But this is going to be.
Do you think this is actually happening?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
Do you believe the sourcing on this?
I don't know. I don't know if I believe the sourcing, but why wouldn't she?
I mean, it fits. Also, did you see AB's
I didn't bring that one up because
the AB weekend.
Because you just can't bring his up. But like,
no. But did you see the comment he made?
I thought you were talking about his pool episode.
No.
Oh, sorry.
That's a whole nother episode.
I apologize.
Exposure.
No, I did not.
It was basically a picture of him hugging Giselle after a game, something along the lines of him being on that or with that or something of those.
Could you imagine? Because Brady brought him into his home. And
then you had the exposure on top of that in the pool and
great.
Wherever the heck he is right now. And
that guy's a different story.
Yeah. So the only other Twitter thing that I saw this weekend, or statistic that I saw this weekend, that
you didn't put in the group.
Well, it wasn't. It was a tweet on TikTok.
It was a tweet of
like somebody talked about it.
The
tweet on TikTok.
Tick of a top.
It was a twatter.
Yeah. It was about Ichiro, who. I mean, you got to argue him as probably a top 5 baseball player of all time.
5's aggressive.
So this stat might make you change your mind. His 10th at bat in the majors.
Oh yeah, this stat's awesome.
10th at bat in the majors was the first time he hit 300. He never hit below 300 for the rest of his career.
Still hasn't.
He's not playing anymore, so
he's playing in Japan.
Yeah, but
he pitches over there and just throws gas.
Because he's
50.
He's a freak.
He's a man.
Let me get.
But so we're sitting here.
I want to mix that.
We're sitting here talking about Juan Soto and
By the way, Aaron Judge is getting paid.
Are we talking about Pujols?
Pujols set up.
Right.
Boy.
I mean, Pujols, his first at bat in Busch Stadium was a home run, and his last at bat in Busch, regular season at bat in Busch Stadium.
How badass is that?
That's awesome. That is legit.
But baseball has so many of those cool, awesome stories for some reason. It's just baseball.
So Juan Soto is currently hitting for his career 287.
Yep.
So he's been playing. He's got 300.
It's different league.
Is it though?
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
Ichiro didn't have this many power pitchers.
He also didn't have the juiced ball. So his No, he didn't.
Like, is the ball only juiced for Judge? He's like 20 home runs above everyone else.
Yeah, it seems like it, right?
But this is what everybody would like saying, okay, if Aaron Judge is healthy, he's going to do something like this. He's finally truly healthy for one season in his freaking life and is.
But that's why you should.
But he also plays in Yankee Stadium as his home. Okay, guys, it's.
Yeah, but his average home run is like 407 feet.
I mean, I got that part, but like also some of the ones that just happen.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he's not hitting a lot of balls to right field. That's a short porch. And
yeah, it's true.
So yeah.
I can't wait for this guy to break out. He's 23 years old. He's a shortstop for the Pirates. O'Neal Cruz. He's the size of Aaron Judge, but plays shortstop and moves like he's like Francisco Lindor. He's 6'7", 220 pounds.
Seriously,
he looks like
and he plays shortstop, and
he can hit bombs.
He hits.
No, I know.
He hits the ball hard.
I did not know he played shortstop.
He's like he runs.
Absurd.
He runs as fast as like a Corey Seager or something like that. Crazy fast. No, he is a mammoth of a man.
Should he play center field?
I don't watch.
Debatable.
I don't watch much of the Pirates.
My
but
baseball watching is about to start.
There. It's about to get. It's starting. Let's go playoffs.
Yeah, I'm here for the playoffs.
Ride that 2 seed to the end.
Man. So that's our Twitter.
Yeah, that's our recap or our news.
34.
All right.
23 to 34, 15.
All right, let's get into our recap. We don't have commercials anymore. We switched.
You know, Brady is probably gonna get money from Giselle
in the divorce.
You know how absurd that.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I mean,
they won't, but
yes,
technically could.
He would be the one receiving child support.
Yeah. That'd be great.
I mean,
an alimony.
The exact sort of thing that I was like, oh yeah, Tom would actually be the one receiving alimony and child support in this scenario, which is absolutely absurd.
I'd be loved. Yeah.
That's
so. All right, let's get into our recap. Start with college.
I'm gonna pull both of my shitty shouts right now. Same timer.
Why is that?
Same timer.
Why is that? Why do you have? Why do you have
disgusting.
Shitty shots. What?
Peppermint.
Ooh, nice mouthwash.
Nice. Yeah, love it.
And banana. Okay.
You know, peppermint and banana.
Do you start with banana or? I think you start
banana Laffy Taffy.
If you,
I love banana Laffy Taffies.
Yeah,
That's what the
if you
banana
mix
tastes
those
like
two
that.
together, that's what it tastes like.
Yeah, I hate liars.
I'm a video on TikTok.
I'm a video on TikTok.
But anyways, I have 2 shitty shots because I brought up the rear in both NFL and college football. No side bets. I just have 2 shitty shots because I was the worst this week.
Go ahead.
So overall, we'll start with our overall. Stoy was 8-7. I was 8-7, and Cole was 9-6 in college football. Stoy coming in hot down at the bottom though with 3 wins. He hit on his money line lock with Washington State, hit on his spread lock with Kansas, hit on his over-under lock with Michigan, Iowa, under 42. And then his DGen pick was Auburn, and that was, 21-17 or something like that? Close game. Almost hit. I'll just keep going down at the bottom.
What happened to our Wolfpack, Rhino?
Exactly what I said was going to happen.
I'm going to keep going down at the bottom.
That's fair.
Okay. So I took Washington.
Washington,
What happened?
F off.
What happened to the Huskies? That was worse.
I mean, UCLA. First of all, I didn't realize UCLA was still undefeated because no one shows up to their games, so they don't report on. But
They also haven't played anybody though, so
their quarterback made Washington look silly.
bad.
Silly.
And then A&M again looked terrible. So that missed. I took ASU USC over 60.5. That game went to like 80 points or something like that.
17.
And then my DGen pick was NC State because I just love the Wolfpack. Cole also took them as his DGen pick. That didn't work out. Mid Tennessee, I thought was a great pick for his moneyline lock.
I liked it.
Would they get beat by like 7?
Yeah,
Touchdown or something like that?
they didn't show. Yeah,
No,
They
it was
just didn't show up.
I mean,
bad.
they won last week and they just didn't show up. this week,
Spread
which
lock
is-
of -28 for Cole. Georgia did not do that against Mizzou.
no,
Boy, they didn't. They should
And
have lost
Mizzou
that
is a
one.
bad football team.
Yeah, they're like there's
shall
nothing
see.
there's nothing to say. Hey, they're close to a top 25 team.
No,
or
but
nope, they were bad.
We did say that Georgia has every season has a stinker that they usually
Well, they
lose,
will.
by the way,
Right.
in the SEC, and they won this one.
Was it lucky that
So
they
did they have
played
another one?
that bad of a team? That they had their
Yeah,
stinker
but I
in, maybe?
mean, Stetson Bennett is like he's a very stabilizing factor for that team.
Correct.
Yeah.
Probably
Which goes-
should get-
I mean,
he should
goes
get more
along-
Heisman hot.
And then you
my
also took
opinion.
Michigan versus Iowa
It's too
for
white,
under
too short,
42.
bud.
Yeah, well, that's fair. Oh yeah, Michigan
Which
against Iowa
Cole,
under was
Cole, you'll love the fact that both of your picks were under 42 and under 42.5, and they both ended at 41.
Yeah,
Both of those.
nailed it.
You're just smart.
Just like you knew. Yeah, because Iowa had any business scoring.
We'll start bottom to top. Wake Forest, Florida State. Wake Forest won that game outright. Florida State was 6.5-point favorites. Probably right that they were 6.5-point favorites at home, or favored at home. I shouldn't say 6.5.
it was a good game. It was a good game. It was Florida State's first, I don't want to say first real test, but they've been bad for 5 years, a while, against a decent ranked Wake team. And
I personally think that Wake is better than 22.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're maybe more of like that 15-16 bubble 12-team playoff team. So for Florida State to lose that game, I don't think that that's a bad loss by any means. I think Florida State's probably the way that we've seen a top 25 team in that 20 to 25 range.
they'll finish there too. They're just
But yeah,
building, and that was a building thing.
Bama, Arkansas. Bryce Young goes down, but Bama gets it done. What was the end final score? It was like 46-29, I believe.
So many points.
Did you see the end of this game? When the Arkansas guy on 4th and 3 at the 7 catches the ball and runs directly to the Alabama defender on the outside, when literally if he catches and just runs to the end zone, he scores a touchdown.
Yeah.
And all of our bets hit. Well, not the, I guess it.
Yeah.
The under was not
over,
going to hit.
but, like,
The spread.
I mean, I had
so-
Bama.
Like, there was so many. I mean, there was a lot of tweets about it too. So I saw several different angles of that play, and yes, like every one of them was he ran and got tackled.
Ran to get tackled.
Yeah,
He just won't go down.
it was 4th and 3, and there was only one way for him to get 2 yards, and he found it.
He did. Hey, sometimes you just want to get 2 yards.
Yeah, I mean,
He's just looking for contact as
should
soon as he
just
catches the
trip
ball.
next
He's looking
time.
for contact.
Excuse.
He's
He
just
was
a
told,
gritty
"Find
dude.
contact.
He's a gritty dude. Initiate
No, he
contact
wasn't.
as
He
the
was
offensive.
soft.
Do you
Initiate the contact as the offensive player.
He was looking for
Uh,
a targeting call.
is thoughts on Bama? Bama, Georgia, both playing close games. Does it change what you think about? I know Georgia went down and Bama went to 1.
Long
Any
season,
thoughts?
SEC.
No thoughts yet.
My thoughts are. I can't even say this.
I'm not going to
I want to
overreact.
say. I want to say no.
Basically, was I was asking.
No.
Okay, cool. All right.
I want to say that Ohio State's been more consistent, but they've just not played the teams
played
in the
anybody.
They
caliber.
play in the
so-
Big Ten. And specifically, they've played Big Ten West teams.
Which just means nothing.
Correct.
Right.
The West is no bueno.
Because I saw what happened against Notre Dame. And Notre Dame's not a good football team, but they're a physical football team. So I feel like
They're in trouble physically.
right now you can get, I think, Michigan minus 11.5. And I feel like I would jump on that early line.
Michigan plus 11
Or
and a
plus
half.
11.
Yeah,
and a
I was
half.
like,
Excuse me. Sorry.
Whoa, I'm
Yeah,
going
yeah.
the other
No,
way.
No. Michigan plus
Yeah.
11.5, and I just don't. I don't see either. I don't think that Michigan overall for 4 quarters can beat them unless
They can run the ball.
turn the ball over. Well, and Michigan can run the ball,
They can run the ball.
And
They're
they can
going
be
to run
physical.
the ball.
and their offensive line is physical,
Correct.
and their defensive line is physical.
Ohio
What?
State's crippled.
What happened to Cade McNamara?
He got hurt.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know.
I mean, I
and
think
I saw
that was
JJ
the
McCarthy
best.
was like,
Hey,
They
there's
were
been-
gonna make. They didn't want to start McNamara anyway, so like that helped.
There's been a lot of quarterback injuries across both leagues, by the way, this year.
Yeah.
Everyone.
so jumping up to our next game though, Oklahoma State Baylor. I didn't see why Oklahoma State was the underdog in this. Maybe it's just because
None of
so
us
Spencer Sanders. The only reason is because Spencer Sanders has thrown like 10 interceptions in 4 games against Baylor.
Right.
But he's still like 3-1 against them, and the only time that he's lost is the Big 12 championship, where they got stuffed on a goal line stand.
Right.
Like that's the only reason he lost. So there's no reason that Oklahoma State should.
Yeah.
And they proved it. They were the better team.
Come on.
Next game, jumping up to Kentucky, Ole Miss. Kentucky lost this game for themselves. Yeah. Ole Miss.
Just like I said they would.
No, there's no way that 3 fumbles inside the red zone would be just like you said they would.
They are who we thought they were.
But yes,
Fumbling machine.
but in terms of how you bet,
red zone fumblers.
My Lord.
Yeah.
You know how demoralizing that is for a team to have your offense fumble inside the 23 times, technically inside the 33 times.
Played right into Ole Miss's hands.
Yeah. I don't know. That was just.
That's when you start. That's when you just start cussing.
Is it the
people
first
out.
time, the second time, or the third time that gets?
It really gets you.
Yeah.
Probably the second time because you're like, it doesn't happen twice, and then by the third time you're like, wow, it was going to
We're
happen.
not winning this
Like,
game.
exactly.
Right.
Like, yeah, no, thank you. No, thank
So
you.
that game says more about how good Kentucky can be
Kentucky's
slash
defense
is versus what it says about Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I
think so.
Both defensively are solid.
But are they? I mean, if Kentucky scores 3 more touchdowns, or even if they score like a touchdown, 2 more field goals,
I mean, I don't.
which in all of those scenarios they would have had like minimum of 9 points.
Yeah, it's still only 20-22.
I'm just asking. Like,
I think that's overall pretty solid.
okay,
Because you have to then weigh also that they forced those 3.
no, right.
So you have to weigh that out. I think defensively, their SEC defenses, SEC unders, is what it is. But I believe at the end of the day, Kentucky will be better.
Mm-hmm.
3 turnovers in the red zone that's flukish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Unless they do it again.
unless you're Iowa State and missed 3 field goals.
2 off the crossbar.
Mm-hmm.
Third one was a snap problem, by the way.
Correct.
Everyone keeps pounding him on that. I was like, no, the snap was high behind,
Well, and he
Really
wasn't
bad.
going to miss right again.
and he wasn't going to miss right. So
Like,
you do that.
compounded.
Now you slow him down. He was going left.
Right.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Gonna, he wasn't going to make that kick after that.
Correct.
But the 2 crossbars, that's 2 posts.
Yeah. No right up, right. Got him twice.
I'm gonna take this before we talk about this last game, just because.
All right.
Because the last game got you. Little Clemson, NC State. I think someone
That
has
is terrible.
NC State in the playoffs.
I didn't.
Playoffs? I think.
But I mean,
sure.
did Clemson do anything to?
No.
Absolutely not.
NC State had 2 turnovers. They had an interception and a fumble.
They did
that
not.
Clemson, I think, scored on both of those possessions.
I mean, I heard it said the other day, like, you got basically 3 teams. You got Alabama, you got Georgia, you got Ohio State, and then you have everyone else.
Yeah.
And
like I said in my picks, it's gross, but Clemson's going to be that 14 because of everyone else.
I mean, I could see Clemson making. I could see Clemson.
The Big 12's not going in now at this point.
But I could see
Pac-12 number. Well, I mean, if USC runs the
USC is the only thing left.
I could see Clemson losing in the ACC championship, though.
And if they do,
based off of how they've been playing.
If they do, and USC has lost once or twice, they're in.
The ACC
or
Pac-12 would have to have an undefeated team, and they would be the 14th.
Correct.
And I don't think there's any way they're both having undefeated teams.
The thing that screws the Big Ten is the fact that Michigan and Ohio State play the last game of the year, and so there's no Big Ten championship.
Yeah, but I like that
implications
from a perspective of the fact that will decide, and then they're just going to go. I mean, there's nobody competitive on the other side, so it's not even like the next game's. So it'll decide it, and then they'll go play an extra game, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, but to me, that game should have no impact. Like whoever wins the Ohio State-Michigan game is just in.
Oh yeah, that's the impact.
Right.
Right.
Like that's it. The next week might as well just be canceled.
Because the West
should be able to get a really good ticket to that game.
Yeah. Everyone in the West is still in it.
It's going to be a 3-loss,
including Nebraska,
3
of
or
all teams,
or 4-loss team that's in that championship.
Even if Michigan, Ohio State lose that, it does nothing for me.
Yeah, I don't really care
because they're already in.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's a Big Ten championship.
Right.
They're going to play hard.
You need to win that game, but
I don't really care. All right. Got more to say on that? Colegio?
No, not really.
All right.
But I took my shot, so. Jumping into the NFL, I like starting at the bottom, actually. Kind of a mixed bag. We'll start with the overall. Overall, I was in last, 11-7. Stoy was in second, 12-6. Cole was in first, 13-5. Cole had a big week.
Picks are phenomenal.
Casino
picks. Didn't win any money at the casino.
Bets down below. Indy just didn't do it. Carolina just didn't do
bad.
it. Minnesota was a lock for Cole. I don't understand how they're bad.
First of all, Minnesota, we'll talk about it in their game, but Indy's bad.
Spread locks. Dallas -3.
Let's get it.
Cooper Rush is the truth. 15-point win. Good for him.
Just easy.
I took the Raiders -2.5. They got that. The Jags +6.5. The Jags played.
They came out swinging.
Well, Trevor Lawrence couldn't hold on to the ball. That's a different game if he holds on to the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, he fumbled twice without getting hit. Sorry, but things you can't do at any level of football.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Give the ball to the other team I say on purpose. Give the ball to the other team without the other team taking it from you. Here you go.
As it stands, that's 2.
He had 5 fumbles in the game.
As it stands,
only 4 were recovered and 2 were unforced.
As it stands, can we argue that that's 2? The way that they're playing and the way that everything's shaping up right now, 2 top 5 teams in the NFL that just played that football game.
I'll give
the Eagles and Jags
like top 7, but the Eagles 100%.
Okay,
Eagles are the best,
and that's fair. That's fair. Top 7's very, very fair.
I mean, and ultimately, like as weird as it sounds, like it's not the defensive issues for the Jags, which it's been for the last. And that's what it was projected to be this year. They were projected to kind of look like the Lions. I feel like, whereas their defense has been strong with their offense, but the Eagles are so far the best team in the NFC.
NFL.
Yeah.
No. Stop it.
He's still a Bills guy.
And Chiefs. The Chiefs have looked.
Bills lost.
I mean, you can say what you want. The Chiefs' defense this year is the reason why.
I'm just saying the Bills should have 2.
Who's their cornerback?
Well, the
Bills
are
Chardarius something.
I know.
That's
why
problem.
the Phillies
and
now are the best.
They can't get a first down on 3rd and 1.
which is
They're terrible on
which
third
is
and
like
short.
of teams to think about that. I wouldn't
Baffling.
wouldn't even think about it.
Baffling because they won't ever. Allen doesn't know how to do it.
Oh,
QB
no,
sneak.
he's a
I
Niners
don't
guy.
understand that.
And so they don't.
It's the easiest thing in the world. To
And
do,
then they just try to hand off.
and their
which
old
you
line's not strong enough to do that right now.
Can't. Well, I mean, how many teams in the NFL struggle on the goal line? Half of them.
Because they don't sneak the ball. Also,
Well, and there's just the only team that's creativity.
is the Chiefs.
Like has any creativity inside the 5 yard line is the Chiefs.
Right.
And also you have Mahomes running
the
around,
Jets.
shooting,
But why-
shooting
and
jump
the
shots into
Jets.
the end zone.
Speaking of that,
And
why
the
has
Jets.
the NFL's copycat league? Why haven't they
ATS.
copycatted the red zone stuff?
You have to have, as a play caller, you can't shrivel.
Okay.
And people, I don't care what.
Andy
At
Reid
every
just
level,
slings those big old balls out and just.
but he's known for it.
But
You interview other,
Yeah.
you hear interviews of other coaches and everything like that. Andy Reid, nicest guy in the NFL, da-da-da-da-da, cut your throat on the field. And that's because, he's not afraid to make any play call.
No.
Now, that might be to a detriment with his clock management, might be to a detriment to why he's lost some football games he should have won as far as let's run the football,
Right.
let's run the clock down type of thing. But it's also the same reason that he'll win games by 4 touchdowns and he'll embarrass you a little bit on the field
away very fast.
Yeah.
I
So
love it. I love it.
I'll take that
But yeah.
every day of the week over the
Right.
4th and 1 lineup and plunge into the line.
We got 2 more left on that one.
Yeah, down to the bottom.
Yep.
Over under lock. Miami Cincy for
Thursday
Soy.
unders. Thursday unders.
There's 47.5. That hit. What was it? What was the final score of that? 24-17? 41?
20. It was 42. 27-15.
It's close.
Nope.
Over under lock for myself. I took the Chargers Houston under 44.5. I don't know when these teams just decided to start going.
That was ridiculous.
But they did. Yeah, I didn't like that. And then Cole took the Colts Titans. We talked about it earlier. 42 is his number. 42.5. Ended up at 41.
Boy, you got lucky on that one.
And then DGen picks. Cole and I took the Jags. They lost that. And then
You have no
Stoy
shot.
took the Pats. 360.
No shots on those.
No, you didn't. I mean, Bailey Zappi played well.
He actually did.
They didn't let him play.
Yeah, they
The
So-
Patriots handcuffed him. That's why they lost that game.
So here is one thing.
agreed.
And then
Was
they put
Ro-
him
was
in, they
Romo
put him
announcing
in
that
very
game?
Iowa situations where we're gonna run twice and then we're gonna pass, and then Green Bay has really good pass rushers when they know you're gonna pass.
I believe Romo was announcing that game, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So he even said it himself. He's like, what you're bringing in now is just sheer raw instinct and talent. Let him play.
Let him fly.
They didn't.
And
They should have won.
There
game.
was
He's the
time-
most
there was
talented
times.
quarterback on their roster.
oh yeah,
Oh, I
Mac
agree.
Jones is a better right now NFL structured
Yep.
quarterback, especially for that system. Bailey Zappi
He's a playmaker.
that's all he did in college.
there's a reason.
He's a hilltopper, baby.
There's a reason that they drafted him. Now, is it Brian Hoyer is probably going to retire? Whatever.
Right.
Well, you
But-
bring Brian Howard. You need a veteran. You can't have.
But one of the tweets.
Two youngins.
Did I send it?
But
I
no,
didn't
he's-
send
But
it.
like Jones and Hoyer running
gonna
off
send
the
this-
same.
I'm gonna
That's
send
the
this tweet
problem.
right
Is
now.
like those two are running off of the same script.
Yeah, Zappi's is different.
Zappi just needs to
Which is
be able to sling it a little bit more.
which is why I don't think he fits.
It's
the
hard
Patriots.
to change that mid game too. So maybe this week is a little bit different.
Yeah, but I mean, you're in it against the Packers.
And the Lions are going to score this weekend though.
Yeah.
A little preview.
A little preview. A little
Like a game that looks boring but
could be
real,
real,
could be
real
fun.
fun. Yeah,
Because the Lions are in it.
because the Lions are.
It's like an
playing.
arena football game every time the Lions play.
Absolutely. All right, let's move on over to the recap of the games.
Mhm.
I'm actually putting in our Twitter so we can all look at this. This is one that I forgot to put in there. And why isn't it pasting?
Because it wasn't already in there.
But it's this picture of this kid just like pissed off, right? And just his veins popping out. It says, Patriots fans trying not to compare Bailey Zappi to another late round draft pick that started his career as a backup.
It's fair.
It's fair. It's valid.
Because at that point, Bailey Zappi was, I think it was when he was like, his first however many was rough, and then he was like 10 of 13 for 126 yards and a touchdown or something like that. People were like,
Second
okay,
coming.
all right.
Second coming. We'll start with the Cleveland-Atlanta game. Unfortunate in terms of it going over because Marcus Mariota is an absolute shit show when the ball's in his hand late in the game and we're about to score a touchdown. Just saying, he dropped a shotgun snap.
It's fine.
Right in his chest.
It's fine. Under.
No, it should have went over.
It's under.
Speaking
But
of
boy,
bad
did
footballs,
we run the damn football.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that since, work done days. It's been a while.
How do you say his last name?
Algier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And Caleb Huntley.
good.
Woo! Those boys were running.
So speaking of bad fumbles, though, we'll get to it later. I won't.
But
bring
were
it
they
up.
running because Cleveland can't stop the run or because they're good at running? They've been pretty consistent this year. Running
they've
football,
been, yeah. They can run the football.
Yeah.
Also, you can't rely on Mariota. He was 7 for 19.
Yeah.
We had 7 completed passes and won a football game.
There's very few athletes that
Never
are
doubt.
multi-positional athletes in the NFL. I mean, you have obviously your Debo who can run the ball well and catch the ball very, very well. Cordero Patterson he's a difference maker, and I hate saying that because he was a Viking for a long time, and he couldn't. But no, he couldn't catch the ball worth a shit.
Well, he can catch the ball now.
No, but he returned. They use him as a returner. And
He was good as a
receiver and
returner.
a deep threat, but you're not just going to hand the ball to him when you've got Dalvin Cook or Adrian Peterson back there.
Yeah, you're not wrong. However, he's on the IR, so can we not talk about him for a few
But
weeks?
I'm saying he is a game-changing athlete that. So, but the Percy Harvin was that kind of first coming of a wide receiver running back duo, and then you had Ty Montgomery as a hybrid, wearing 88 in the backfield, and then you got Debo's, you got Debo's, you got Cordero Patterson's. Those hybrid guys they're fun to watch.
Yeah. I mean, you got Taysom Hill, who
was
incorporated into that completely.
Is he a tight end? Is he
running
an
back?
H-back? Is he a running back?
Fullback, full tight end.
He's on
Personal protector?
He's on
back.
Long snapper?
Yeah, right.
I mean,
he can do it all.
I think he is a personal. Is he a personal protector?
He was.
He was.
I don't know if he's
I think he's
still-
actually on the wing now.
Probably-
I don't think he's playing.
He
a
probably
personal
isn't
protector.
now that Winston was down. But
I think he's on the wing because he can run routes and catch the ball.
That's fair.
well, they had him at personal protector so he could throw the ball,
Right.
and run the ball.
Punters can throw. The Vikings did it.
Yeah.
Well, the Steelers have tried to use Claypool a little bit in that role, but they haven't. The problem is commit to it.
Yeah.
If you know the guy can do it, that's what the 49ers have done with Debo, and that's what the Falcons did with Patterson, that nobody else has done, is do it.
Was it Claypool?
Don't-
Claypool or Juju? One of the two was a quarterback in high school and maybe early college or something
And
like that. One of the two.
Right.
So
But
bringing those guys in, even at a direct snap or a wildcat or a double pass or something along those lines, that'd be what?
Pretty good. We just got an alert that we're going live at 5:30 when we're
Already
currently live.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, that's my problem with the NFL is it feels like a lot of those teams have too much pride, or the offensive coordinators have, they want it to be more of a, 5 plays a game or whatever, and it's no, if you have the guys, then you have the ability to be that multiple, and the defense that week has to plan for it.
It can't be a gimmick.
Speak to that a little bit from a defensive perspective on preparing for a team that has a gimmick guy in any form, whether it be, what we're talking about, a dual threat quarterback or anything like that. How much more preparation goes into that than what would go into a normal week of lining up?
Simply put, double.
Yeah.
Because last week I talked about reading our reads as a linebacker from, guard to nearest back, or doesn't matter, right? We have our reads. When you have a gimmick guy, your read now is, where is he? How is he lined up? Now I got to do the percentages of what plays are ran from where he is in that position. Mm-hmm. And my read really now is I'm looking at him and not our typical normal reads.
Right. Now, are you assigning a guy typically, so for a quarterback, are you assigning a guy to match him on every play? I mean, it's tougher to do as a receiver running back just because they can line up multiple spots. Obviously, quarterbacks lining up in the same spot. So
no matchup changes.
Okay.
You're going to be alerted to certain plays, which then limits our playbook. Right. We can't run certain blitzes. We can't do certain line games because if we line game the wrong way and he's doing his own read, he's either 1-on-1 with our end, which fine, but not great, or we slanted away from it, and now there's nobody except for a corner hopefully coming down or a safety coming down, and that's not a win-win either. So it's more about those types of plays, and then it's really hard. It's harder when it's a quarterback because guess what? You have to account for him now. Usually you don't have to account for a quarterback.
But if he can't, obviously it becomes easier if he can't throw.
It becomes easier if you can't throw unless you're in the red zone because everyone can throw in the red zone.
I mean, but
to a degree.
But if you're locking up, because at that point you're probably going man-to-man. You're either in 1 or 0. And so you're making that guy make some type of accuracy throw or timing throw, which you would see on film that he's probably not as comfortable with.
Correct. But also that's very dangerous because we know his man, if all the backs are turned, they run 4 verts and he scrambles.
Right, but you've got an extra guy to account for him, right?
Yeah. Hopefully you have that athlete who can.
That's my point.
Right.
Is like if you do, you feel okay.
Right.
And if you don't,
but
he's going to have a day.
It also slows down the pass rush.
Right.
Because now they're lane rushing and not just pass rushing. The difference is that they want to stay in their lanes to keep him in the pocket because if he's not a good thrower, keep him in the pocket, please. If not, let's get after him, just get to him.
Right.
That's what we want to do.
Yeah, that's
right.
Yep. No, that's good.
But for like a running back, that type of change, usually you'll play more nickel because you'd rather have some DB on him coming out as opposed to a linebacker coming out.
Oh, that makes sense.
Absolutely.
All right.
Washington, Dallas. How you feeling? How you feeling about the boys? Quarterback controversy?
I have one.
Dak wants to come back this week.
I know.
I don't think he will this week, but next week.
First of all, there's no reason to rush him back.
Next week, what happens?
No pun intended. But my problem is like Dak will come back. He's a starting quarterback. We're paying him. Like it's even more of a thing than even.
Do you guys
Zeke.
have a? Do you have a? I was gonna say, do you have a Zeke?
But like he has to. And I say this like, and it seems very obvious, but like he has to go back to being more like doing what Cooper Rush did. Like when Dallas was solid on offense, Dak did his job. Like he didn't overdo his job. He was solid. And in week 1, he was not.
Correct.
Now, the overreaction fan in me wants to say that Cooper Rush is just doing a better job at being solid and playing to what is a, right now, very above average defense.
Defense is looking really good.
So, like, Dak needs to revert a little bit to what he was when he started as a Dallas Cowboys quarterback.
And didn't get,
But he has been trained so much that my defense isn't good and that I have to do more. I have to throw 50 times a game. Not the Cowboy way. And not, like, specifically not what the roster is built to or for currently. And that's what Rush has done so good of. Take care of the ball. Deliver on third down. Deliver when it matters. Second half, third downs, crunch time. He's been just solid. And nothing's going to blow you away. Nothing that says that this guy should start 15 games this year or anything like that. But the hope is that Dak returns and understands I need my accuracy to return. I need to depend on my backs. I need to hit my checkdowns. I need to be okay punting. And then I need to be great in the fourth quarter. And all of those things he's done throughout his career, but now we need to put it all together when he comes back. And so, like, that's what makes me nervous is that we don't have to be great in this year's NFL to win a playoff game, 2 playoff games. We just need to be solid. And what he wasn't in week 1 was solid. He was one of the worst NFL performers at the quarterback position this year, period. And so hopefully this time lets him see. Lets him takes the.
You go at Rams, at Eagles, home Lions, home Bears, bye week.
Mm-hmm. So you got to go 2-2.
Dak wants to come back this week. I don't think it's realistic. He could potentially come back at Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
You beat the Rams. Should they ride the hot hand of Rush against the Eagles or no?
Ultimately, if he's 100%, he's going to play. And, like, that's what I want is just I want 100% Dak. I don't want 80%. I've only practiced once this week, but I'm going to return because I'm the guy. And,
so
like, Dak's
he's going to do that.
Right.
Can Jerry shut him down if he's only at
My
80?
guess is no.
No.
But ultimately, like, what you're asking me what I want,
right?
That's what I want. Like, and I don't care if we go 0-2 in the next 2 games. That to me, that's irrelevant. Like, Cooper Rush is undefeated at this point, so a loss or two like doesn't change my view of Cooper Rush. Like, how he plays or doesn't play doesn't impact how I want. Like, we're already above expectation for who we've played and how we've played.
Yeah.
So therefore, like, those next 2 games, Lions Bears, just have to be wins.
They would have to be. My concern.
So they're your 5-3 going into the bye, right?
Right. My concern is that Dak comes back for the Eagles. That's potentially going to be a shootout. Potentially.
No, I mean, I don't. I just
the Lions are going to score potentially.
Yeah, but I mean, those are all.
So, are you going to force Dak right back into?
You can run the ball against the Lions.
Yeah, well, you can.
And
you can
the Eagles is just
going to
be. That's going to be an NFC East
low scoring
thing.
But I mean. There's high-powered offenses there,
well,
potentially. But are you forcing Dak into a position to try to make plays because of that feeling?
Not if you're like, and this goes into maybe even a coach's corners conversation. Is like the mismanagement by NFL coaches this year of games.
We did that last year.
Remember game, but like
2 years in a row.
But I'm talking about like this year. I feel like it's even like game flow. It's attention to detail on how we want to play this game, specifically against this team. And it's like across the board of just miserable fails on doing things that are going to prepare me to be best at playoff time or best for next week or, whatever it may be. And I feel like even compared to last year was just a lot of like end of game questioning. Like this year, I'm feeling more of like just an overall like, what are you trying to prepare your team for in order to be the most successful when it matters the most, which in the NFL is the last 6 to 8 weeks of the season. And I feel like there's just a lot of coaches failing their teams in that perspective, and that's what we're going to see from the Cowboys in the next 2 weeks. Is are you preparing for the next 2 weeks, or are you preparing for actually winning a playoff game?
Right.
And the next 2 weeks are going to tell me a lot.
All right.
Because I feel really good as a Cowboys fan right now, and I don't get to say that very often.
No, you don't.
Because we're playing good. We're playing good football, and we're still committing too many penalties.
Usually, when you guys start to feel good,
well, I mean, it's going to go downhill.
When things go downhill. So
we've got the people in place to fail us.
Right.
Yep.
Minnesota, New Orleans. By the way, I would like to put this out here that Ryan decided to go against us on 2 goon locks and cost us. I'm just putting it out there. Went with us on 1 or in 2. We would have been 2-2 if you would have just rode with the squad. Minnesota game and the Dallas game. Just saying.
I mean, but we goon locked on other ones. So
I said we would have been 2-2. It would have been a lot better than 0-2. Okay.
To be fair, that game ended at 42 points. So it wasn't. The Minnesota New Orleans game ended at 42 points.
It shouldn't have. 43 points, by the way. Ended at 43 points.
Was it 28-25? Oh, it was 28-25. Yes, it was a 3-point game.
You guys remember the right thing on the kicker?
Wait, 28 and 25 is 53, guys.
Yeah, 53. Yeah. What are you doing here?
I messed that up. I was just so frustrated at how bad they played.
So that game definitely went up. I was like,
which changes the thing below to a tie break with me, but I still won the tiebreaker, so it was still your shitty shot.
No, you would lose to me because I'd be 12.
Oh.
And 6.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I'm still going to take it because I pulled it out of the bag.
Well, you also messed that up, so it's also
Okay.
Anywho,
I feel better. I feel better now. But anyways, so
math is hard.
This is a prime example of just very vanilla
you
play.
Still have to take a shitty shot, by the way.
Very vanilla play calling inside
say
the
that.
goal line that you were talking about earlier. Like that's what the Vikings have been doing.
Mm-hmm.
They got creative one or two times. When they got creative, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? I believe it was last week. There was a motion, fake toss, hit Thielen in the back of the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
Get some movement, get some defensive guys moving around, hit him wide open in the back of the end zone. There wasn't a lot of that. There was running up the middle, bootleg stuff, which on the one bootleg, Kirk Cousins came out and said, openly admitted that he was just thinking Munt the whole time.
Deep Eddie Lime. Deep Eddie.
Thinking Munt the whole time when
That's a good pull.
Adam Thielen was just standing in the corner of the end zone by himself.
Right.
Now,
By the way, this is the second season that Kirk Cousins cost me money because he won't throw to Thielen.
I think he...
Touchdown.
White on white crime.
It was a boost.
So
Plus 150
here's
for him to have a touchdown.
Here's what confuses me the most about like the Thielen or the Kevin O'Connell. Clearly, you see how much influence Sean McVay had in that offense, and the creativity came from him rather than Kevin O'Connell.
100%.
Kevin O'Connell has shown glimpses of it, right?
Yeah, but,
That he
but
learned
he's
stuff,
scared.
but he doesn't.
Ooh, that's tart.
But he
That's
does.
lime.
But he does not do that. Like he doesn't do. You could use an Adam Thielen absolutely like you use a Cooper Kupp,
You
100%.
should use him like that.
and that's what he did week 1 against the Packers with Justin Jefferson.
Well,
And-
I don't know if that's fair because the Packers just let Justin Jefferson run all over
But
the field.
but at the same time, he was moving him to the slot. He was moving him outside. He was putting him
Right.
in motion. He was doing Cooper
he's
Kupp
not
like
doing that now, though.
not as much. No.
That does that. So that baffled. I mean, that to my point.
He didn't do it as much as, and also they
Like,
have.
why would you not make your best player the most multiple player on your team every game?
I don't know. I think it's because
It's been multiple weeks.
I think it's because more often than not, what he's trying to do is he just isolates Justin Jefferson rather than move him around, which I don't understand.
But
Again,
that's not what he did week 1, right?
no, week 1 he was in motion. He was running a lot of crossing routes, a lot of digs, getting him across the field, making him the backside
Making it
drag,
impossible for
deep drag.
one person
Exactly.
to lock on him,
Because-
or for them to
Which-
lock a double team.
Because
on him.
how
do
many
with
times
your
does
best
Justin Jefferson runs away from defenders?
Correct.
Let him run away from defenders. I don't care if I run a boot to this side and Justin Jefferson is coming on a drag. Unless you have help on the other side of the field, he's going to run away from that cornerback or linebacker or safety, whoever's with him. He's going to run away from
And
that.
that's when you're
And
going
if
to get
you're
the most
playing
time
in
to
a zone-
throw.
And if you're playing in a zone, he's a smart enough receiver to sit in a zone and find a zone to sit in. Now, what I will say is Justin Jefferson has a case of the drops right now.
He's always been a drop guy, a high drop guy, high drop rate guy.
Not how he's been this year.
No, but I'm
Not
saying
even near that.
He's always been a drop guy.
He is he
you're
drops
gonna
balls,
have-
don't get me wrong, but
Thanks. So you're going to
he
have
is-
those.
I think he's just so frustrated because he saw the success he had in week 1 and he thinks, okay, I can emulate that every single week. And it has
as
not happened.
He should.
Now, his skill level, yes, but he has not emulated that every single week.
Like the most we've.
So, nonetheless, Minnesota, New Orleans. New Orleans is not a good team, but I
Guys,
think it
your-
shows.
I don't like your defense right now.
No, well, it's because all they do is run a shell, and it worked against the Packers, but it doesn't work against everybody else.
The Saints didn't have anybody. They had Taysom Hill.
But timeout. So this is my own personal opinion. Is there levels in the NFL? Absolutely, but you're still in the NFL. They're still very, very, very good players.
Yeah, but they didn't have 3 of their stars on offense.
Okay, Andy Dalton to Jameis Winston, I don't think is that big of a gap.
Okay, next.
Kamara,
Kamara didn't play.
Michael Thomas.
Kamara
and they
to
had an
Ingram.
O lineman.
Michael Thomas hasn't played hardly all year and
Yeah,
hasn't
but
played
when
well.
he played the first 2 games, he had 100
Yeah,
plus yards.
and
And they
he-
lost no linemen. So that's the 3 I don't give a shit about.
That
teams.
and what Michael Thomas does for that offense is allows their
Changes it.
2 fast guys
Also
to go down
Kamara.
the field.
And Kamara, you want to talk about screwing up how you cover?
So those
You wanna
2 I will
talk
say,
about
but I don't
screwing up
think
a fantasy team.
those 2 I will say 100%. But I do not think that the whole Jameis Winston thing, because I think Andy Dalton could easily be starting in Seattle, could probably be starting in New York.
I don't disagree with Dalton. The problem is
It's
if
their left- they
Dalton
also
has
didn't have
Michael Thomas and Dalton has Alvin Kamara.
They score. They also didn't have a left tackle.
You're
Their left
right.
tackle backup. So
You-
like,
you guys, I'm not
those
saying
are
Which
the
is why
3.
you had to win this game, and you did.
yeah.
Yes,
I'm
their
just saying
defense-
it did
Like
not
I
look
said,
good.
guaranteed.
Like I said,
their
Lock
defense.
it up.
Their
Let's
defense wasn't
go.
good, but New Orleans
It
defense
scares me.
New Orleans defensive front looked great.
Saints defense is really good.
They are
That's
really
not
good.
that's I just I'm just saying that your defense.
Which for me is a
Red
little
flag.
bit more promising that the Vikings put up 28 against that defense because they are good.
just
But I am 100% behind you, and their defense is struggling right now, and they need to figure it.
It's
They need to
scary.
figure it out.
I don't
Anyways,
I don't
let's-
like it when you're behind me.
Let's get to Thursday night football. Really, we talked about this one. If Tua plays, it's gonna be a really good game. If Tua doesn't play, since he's gonna win, and our original bet was on that, he decided to get ragdolled, and that's what happened. Now, that being said, we've hit upon the concussion part. If you have not heard that, it's in the beginning of the podcast. Go to it. But the culmination of that, he should not play for at least a month, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens there. Since he's improving, I think from the beginning of the year, I think they're getting a little better.
They have too many weapons.
But I do
not
love
to.
I love their whiteout stuff. It looked good.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. But Thursday night football is
that
trash.
Jersey game was solid.
It really was.
Yeah,
And
both
end
sides.
zones?
Both
Oh,
sides.
absolutely. Loved it. So we'll just move quickly on that. Sunday night football with KC and Tampa Bay. It was a 10-point game, but boy, it wasn't a 10-point game.
No, Kansas City, like Mahomes threw a late interception in that game that
I don't know why they were
in
throwing.
vintage Brady would have a better Bucks team, and maybe even a Bucks team later this year that's healthy would have taken advantage of that and made that a game at the end. There was just no inspiration even after the pick.
Well, they have O-line issues. We've talked about it. They've had so many
but
people
they
hurt.
have.
They're just they're just not in sync.
Mhm.
The defense is fine, except for
Right.
Casey exposed the hell out of them.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the hell out of it. So
Yeah.
I'm
No,
good with
I
it.
mean,
Let's
very
rock and roll.
enjoyable game,
Oh,
but
absolutely.
I don't,
Just
no.
It'll be interesting this week.
We
we'll
all
actually-
have the under there, and I don't really. We thought.
Casey hasn't scored that much, and Tampa Bay's defense is really good, and Tampa Bay hasn't scored.
Tampa. So
That was the best. That was the best.
I was
offensive-
okay losing that one because
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
fine.
That's the best offense Tampa Bay has had.
"It's the best offense KC's had."
Fair.
So
Yeah, both sides.
And then Monday Night Football, man, what a another pick six by Stafford.
We didn't read
field
this.
goals aren't good.
This so
I blame you.
that's fine.
Yep.
The problem is, this is the NFC West cycle. So this was the misread: is that the Rams own the Cardinals, who own the 49ers, who own the Rams.
And they all own the Seahawks. Just kidding.
I mean,
They're in
relatively
there, but
speaking, this year specifically.
Yeah, and the
but
Niners own the
if you
Rams.
look at
they're like 8.
the stats, it's
they're all
like
2-2
8 of
right
the
now.
last 10,
right.
and it's every one of it. So when we get a Cardinals 49ers game at, I don't know when that game
Whenever
is,
it is,
but
we're going with the other way.
the Cardinals are going to be favorites in that game.
This is your
and the
job.
reason is because of that.
This is your job.
but the
why did you
NFC
say
West
that?
is always, what's that?
This is your job to put those out before.
Do you remember the state of mind I was in when I spoke
Yeah,
to you
that's
last
true.
week?
Yeah. Okay.
Spoke to you last week.
So
2 different times.
this is on Cole.
Yes. But I saw that. Well, and I revisited the line last night when I was talking to a buddy of mine. I was like, why are the 49ers favored in this game?
And that's
And that's why.
not literally the paper shouldn't show that. That's why.
Right. So, yeah. So,
Okay.
that's what happened in that game. is just that the
Good game, though.
the 49ers out scheme the Rams.
That was a good game.
They have their number.
All right. Let's get into college football. Get our picks going. I screwed that up.
Ryan, talk about all these great games you picked.
You can't tell me that they're not good games.
No, I think it's funny. We touched on this a little bit earlier.
Like,
just with all the games that
beginning
would
of
have been
the year,
originally
nobody's
thought.
saying this. Maybe nope. Actually, nope.
No.
None of them. There's one team, and there's two teams out of these four.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe three, or two teams out of these six. Sorry, maybe 3 out of 6 that we could have considered talking about at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee, Utah, and LSU.
Yeah,
I didn't
of
see
the ones on here? Yeah.
I didn't see TCU, Kansas, and UCLA being in there. But all good teams right now.
Which of those teams, TCU, Kansas, UCLA, and Tennessee, are the undefeated teams?
UCLA,
Said everyone.
Yeah.
Wait.
What? KU? Let's go.
So we can start with number 11 Utah traveling to number 18 UCLA, undefeated number 18 UCLA.
Oh, this is a 2:30.
65 and a half is the total, and Utah is favored by 4. FanDuel.
I'm trying to pull up draft.
Will fans show up to UCLA for this game?
No.
Have they?
Have you seen the
Ever?
embarrassing photos?
There's been like 4 people there.
So there
Dare
was
I
looks
say
like a
there's
Drake
more
stadium.
people at Drake games?
there was also some
And
embarrassing
they're
stuff.
bad.
Like there was also a lot of people
Drake might not
talking
win a game.
smack.
I don't understand.
There was a ton of people talking smack about Miami, University of Miami, not having a ton of fans at their games. And I didn't realize that Miami isn't a very big college.
No.
So me thinking Miami, just this big city, all this
private
stuff,
school.
Just a big
like,
city.
For me, I'm thinking, okay,
Coral
this is
Gables
huge.
is small community, small school.
Right. But what I'm thinking is, oh, this is a big school.
UCLA plays at the damn Rose Bowl, guys.
Oh,
That's different. This is like
I mean,
the
look,
biggest, one of the biggest animals.
no,
that
back
you could
up.
possibly
They
touch.
play at the Rose Bowl. They don't play
in
like,
the Rose Bowl.
They don't play. Yeah, right. They
no,
don't play.
they
in-
play at. I said at.
I know. No. I'm not trying to say like. I'm not trying to say at the Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl, when we think about it, and regardless if it's an actual bowl game or not, you think of ton of fans, great atmosphere.
Yeah.
I'm saying they play at a stadium that is named the Rose Bowl.
Rose Bowl.
Not they're playing at the actual. Not
No, they
actual
play
Rose Bowl.
at. But
I think it needed
nobody
watered down a little
showing
bit.
up is
They might as well play at a
absurd.
parking lot.
Nebraska.
I think
You
it
know how
needed
many
watered
games
down a little bit, 'cause
Nebraska has sold
it's got
out in a
little
row?
Skittles now.
People show up to Nebraska games.
True.
We're
But
not showing
to be
up.
fair, it's LA compared to.
A tenth of the
Nebraska.
people are showing up to UCLA games as showing up to
No one
Nebraska
shows up
games.
for what? Who shows up for what in LA besides the Lakers?
I don't know, but I get it.
The Dodgers.
Well,
All year?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't
so,
know
like,
that 'cause I
what
don't follow
impact does
Dodgers.
that have? Like, that
Anywho,
game being
I'm
in
trying to-
UCLA has to be a
is it?
deterrent to Utah from a fact that, like, there's no fandom.
That's why I don't know why it's only 4.
Is
and maybe it's just
Utah-
because is UCLA
4.5.
that good?
It's 4.5.
I mean, they made
We're giving it
Washington
4.5.
look like an idiot.
I don't know, you guys.
I mean
They
this is
spanked Washington.
this is the only thing that's not simple for me is the
And
total.
Utah's just not that good this year.
These are high totals. This is what I love about this because it kind of does
yeah.
bring a little bit of intrigue into me. But I'm going Utah under.
I really don't know.
I'm going recency bias, which is a terrible way to go,
Idea.
but I'm going
Go
UCLA on both sides, and I'm taking the under as well.
I mean, I'm taking the under, but let's just ride that.
I don't even know if that's a good idea. That might be the only thing that's a lock.
I have no idea. Just give me
Hey, just go with a Ryan.
and hedge it. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was going to say.
What
Stole
a
my
bitch.
thunder.
What a bitch.
Let me go Utah.
What did I hedge?
Utah, UCLA. No,
You're-
you typically
you
do
are
that.
you're the hedger.
You're the hedger. I'm going to.
No. I'm a line player. I play the hook.
We call you the hedger.
I just want everyone to know betting
I'm the
wise.
hash slinging
You might as well be
slasher.
Sonic.
The bet in this, can we all agree on this at least? The bet in this game is the over under.
Yeah.
Like that's where your confidence lies.
I don't even I can't say that. I
All
don't
right,
know these
let me
teams.
see.
well
Hang
enough.
on.
Of these three things is what I'm saying.
Sure.
Like you have to pick one. I would say that's where my confidence lies. Otherwise, I'm staying away from this game. Actually, I am entirely staying away from
this game
for
with
my
a-
own money.
Nope, the money was even on that.
2-foot pole.
So I went by and found all the money, like where the money was. At the sharps.
Heavy money.
Heavy. That is
Heavy
true.
money.
No. On the over-unders, I did go just money.
Oh,
And then I crossed
money's
out.
on UCLA, actually, in DraftKings, just to let you know. All right.
That's because they got the hook.
Old Smoky Top, kind of a play on Tennessee here.
You bet your ass
Tennessee
it is.
LSU.
Mm-hmm.
LSU's not. No, I don't think it's a good football team.
No, they're competitive this year at least. They weren't competitive last year.
No, but no, not to me. That 2.5. Tennessee.
Yeah.
Give me Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Cross the board.
Yeah.
Not even like I'm not.
That
even
is the line, and the money is there.
I don't know when they're playing. Of
The money's there.
course it should be.
It's in Death Valley. Is it a night game?
I don't know, because we should write these things down.
The longer you scroll, the more it tells me it is.
It's not, because I was in the middle.
Oh, okay.
It's an 11 o'clock game.
Oh, yeah.
It's 3 on DraftKings and
Yeah.
64.
A game.
Now,
This is
over-under,
heavy
though.
money.
It's even across the board.
I got Tennessee over.
I'm on Tennessee and the under.
I-
Strictly from a SEC under
I mean, I'm leaning.
perspective.
Forget the SEC unders, Brian. That was you last week.
100%.
And they worked out very,
Hey,
very
I only
well.
yell at you when I think you're wrong.
And
that doesn't mean that you're
So
wrong.
weekly.
oh yeah. I'm a roll.
And
with
I'll only
Tennessee,
talk
Tennessee
about
under.
you hedging when I don't hedge.
Tennessee under.
10-10 under.
63.5 is just a lot of points.
Okay,
I mean,
now you guys
In
can't.
any NSC match or SEC matchup.
because like 31-28 doesn't hit the over there.
So I went first in this, so now you guys can't say that I ruined the goon lock because although my pick is
I don't
different.
think LSU can score 28 points.
No, I don't either.
And do you think Tennessee's going to score more than 35?
Yeah, Hendon Hooker is the truth.
True.
All right, did you type my stuff in
Yeah.
on the Utah UCLA?
What did you?
I didn't touch anything. I just realized I'm not in.
I typed in the under,
Yeah,
and you took. Did you take UCLA or Utah?
I went Utah UCLA.
Okay.
Remember?
Yes, you.
Talk about this.
He sonicked.
Did you get that?
I was looking at the
hedgehog.
Yeah.
He's a hedgehog.
No,
Hey,
I'm
Ryan?
trying to
Ryan.
decide if I want to call that
Or
or if I want to call Ryan Sonic.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, easy.
Easy. It's the hair.
Shit.
You okay?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Anywho,
We
TCU
got eyeball problems. At home.
KU.
Uh-oh. I don't know what that means.
I don't either. I'm going with. I'm just Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Let's just ride with him. I'm gonna ride with him. I rode with him last week.
So you got him winning.
Oh, give it to me.
Pink eye, goopy eyeball problems.
Oh, that's never fun.
It's not pink. It's just Scoopy.
It's just
Oh no, it's pink.
It's allergies.
It actually might be, so we're not sure.
It is allergy.
She's a big avocado fan, though. Found that out.
That's
You got who?
KU.
Yes.
KU.
Yes.
68 points. Is a lot of points under.
Yes.
Let's rock chalk Jayhawk.
Let's rock today.
These teams aren't stopping anybody.
Ride the hot.
So he's going over.
We're starting over.
Ooh.
And TCU is about to get on the train and just roll the Jayhawks.
You going
at home on
TCU
game.
over?
Yeah.
Completely opposite. Okay. That's
Okay. That's
TCU's winning this game like 45-38, 45-36. We don't want to push. Missed PAT.
Okay.
2,
I'm just saying.
maybe 3.
It's going to be rocking. College game day. I wonder, what are the stats on college game day of the home team? Anyone know that? It's got to be Googleable, right?
I mean, 45-31. We'll just go with that. That way it's not even in question. That feels reasonable.
That feels.
Max Dugan is a boss.
he is good.
He's finally
Iowa
healthy.
boy?
He's finally healthy.
Iowa boy.
As long as he can stay healthy.
Okay.
Home teams hold 134 to 94 all-time record.
In what? Game day? 100 and what?
134 to 94.
Wow.
What happened those 94 times?
They lost. What?
No, they won.
I'm gonna say my
134 times they lost.
No. What? I'm so
94
confused.
times they won.
No. Home team on college game day is 134 and 94. That's
And-
their record.
Yeah, 134 and 94. Meaning the wins are
134.
and the losses are.
94.
So what happened the 94 times?
They lost.
Yeah, that's my point.
You said they lost 134 times.
Yeah, you said you flipped that.
Okay. I said
He said, "Okay, pump the brakes."
that's what I was.
Old
sorry,
Smoky.
I don't know what.
Old Smoky's
that's-
coming
that's
out.
Fair. That's fair.
I'm so lost.
That's why I just said what happened in 94.
Oh, wow. All right.
All right, boys. I'm
My
gonna
point exactly.
I'm gonna blaze through these quick.
Mom.
Getting summoned.
Oh,
Duke
God, that's funny.
is my money line lock at -154. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't bet the Hawkeyes unless it's their under, but I'm betting the Hawkeyes at +3.5 because it's a hook line. Over under lock. Heavy money here. Southern Mississippi Troy over 43.5. And DGen pick, I'm just going with the Bulldogs. Fresno State Bulldogs, that is, at +250.
I wouldn't go with the Drake Bulldogs.
Yeah, don't go with them.
What is their line? Do they have a line?
They do.
They do. It's no.
Don't
It's
take it.
no bueno.
Is it like +860?
It's bet against them
They're not.
and the under.
They
Take the under. Bet against them.
Is their defense is pretty good,
There's
though,
a
isn't
high probability they don't win a game.
it? Is their defense pretty good?
Not anymore.
They were to start the year, right?
I mean, they're
Better-
okay.
It's better than their
it's
offense.
It's light years better than their offense. They might not
like-
win a game.
Light years?
Are you leaving? All right. Unplanned summoning.
It's bad.
The eye is bad.
Like,
What?
it's shit.
What pen is that?
What?
What?
The white and pink pen.
Massage place.
I have that same pen. That's what I was wondering.
Oh, I've been in the same massage place. Yeah. Anywho,
Serenity.
The endings there are happy.
That's my cue.
and
See you
you're out.
guys later.
I'll be here.
It
Weird.
does taste like Skittles,
Weird,
by the way.
Ryan. I
That
don't.
gets watered.
I don't know how you got that pin.
Wonder how you got that pen. All right. Wow. All right. So he burned through his picks. What's your money line lock?
My money line lock. So I have 2 for each this week. I usually do that so that like if I match up,
That's okay.
then I can.
I usually just do it last minute. So
No, I understand that, but Ryan's was Duke 154. I am going to go with Louisville -142. They're playing a really bad Virginia squad, and Louisville lost a game they definitely shouldn't have lost last week.
I concur with your money line lock. I'm not taking it. I'm taking Tennessee -145, but
Yep.
I like that Louisville a lot.
The other one I had written down was Nebraska.
Really? Against who are they
Well,
playing?
no,
Who are they
I mean,
playing?
they're playing Rutgers.
Oh.
And then NC State's playing FSU. That was another consideration. I don't love that, but I think that they will win that game. So, nonetheless, I will take Louisville.
Spread wise,
Spread lock.
just
I've got
had
Wake
it.
Forest 16.5 over a bad Army team. I just don't see how that game's close. I don't see how it's within like 4 touchdowns.
because they're not prepared for Army running the ball.
I mean, which is
That's all I got.
somewhat fine, but like Wake Forest is going to score 50 points in that game.
You're probably not wrong at all.
And actually, that's where I had Nebraska. They're -3 against Rutgers, so I was even more confident than them just winning. Nebraska can't lose that game to Rutgers.
I'm back it up. Let's give me a little action here. Okay.
Yeah?
Give me Akron plus 11.5. Over Ohio. Akron's playing better than I
And Ohio hasn't been great by any means.
So I don't know.
Is that game just at home?
It's at home for Ohio.
For Ohio. Yeah. But
But-
Akron's been playing way better than Ohio overall.
Correct.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
unless I'm missing something entirely fishy, I really
Does
love it.
Ohio just own Akron?
Could be. It could be one of those weird things that you don't tell
I always
us
think
until
it's weird
after
with
the
college
week.
football. Like, we don't talk about it enough that, like, so Akron is in Ohio. They're playing Ohio.
Yeah.
Like, why did Ohio get
Ohio.
Yeah, like, you got Ohio State, who's the most prominent school.
You also have Bowling Green.
Well, I mean, you have
And you also have Miami, Ohio. Why is there so many Ohio schools?
Yeah, Indiana schools, Ohio schools. There's a ton of both of them.
How?
But it's just like, oh, you get the state, and I get
Ohio, and then
yeah.
I get
Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne, like,
and then I get this Akron, the city.
right? Yeah. So, and Bowling Green, is that a city in Ohio,
I have no idea.
or just a campus in a city in Ohio?
I don't make it up.
Uh-huh.
Over under. Oh, this one's an easy one. Where the hell to go? You can say yours while I research where the hell mine just went.
For over under.
Oh yeah.
So I've got two Big Ten matchups here. I'd like to get your input. I've got Michigan, Indiana over 58.5, or Wisconsin, Northwestern under 44.5.
Wisconsin, Northwestern.
Under.
Yeah, they can't score.
Right?
Either team.
Right.
Nope.
I don't understand how that. Like,
That's
how
a
is
high
it, how
to
is
me.
that
If
game?
you would have
not,
said 39,
how is that
38,
game not lower than the Iowa game earlier this year that started at like 36?
I'm not sure.
Those
But
teams are
if it was in that
garbage.
36 range, I'd be like,
Right.
yeah, okay.
So I'll
44
take
is
the
high.
under. Yeah, I knew you'd go for the under game, but I also
What
think
was it? Who was it again?
Wisconsin, Northwestern, 44.5 under. But Michigan might score 59 on their own against Indiana.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I need to check with this with FanDuel, but Western Kentucky UTSA is at 74. Those who know me very well, if we see sevens,
We go under.
we go under.
Let's see. More NCAA, Western Kentucky and UTSA.
Yep.
Also, that should be a fun game. Western Kentucky is 6.5 point dogs.
Yep.
72.5.
Oh,
Big difference there, actually.
go to DraftKings. Put your money on the under.
Take your under at 74.5 or 74?
74.
74. So
Does
it's a point
it
and a half
matter?
difference,
Like,
but,
that's a
yeah,
big-
you're getting a point and a half.
Yeah, and 74 is a lot of points. Just say that. That's a lot.
Yeah, but that's two teams that can.
They can light it up, but that's a
Right.
lot of points.
Oh,
And
that's true.
I got a rule, and I'm gonna stick to it.
So Ryan's got the Fresno State Bulldogs in the DGen pick at plus 250. My DGen picks for this week for both NFL and college are two underdog parlays. Just two teamers, but both of them are underdogs.
Okay.
That both are plus 4. One's plus 452, the other one's plus 486.
Whoa.
So like more than what we're doing, but at the same point, like I'm taking in college football, I'm taking Purdue over Maryland and Iowa, which is a plus 130, and Iowa over Illinois, which is plus 155. That's a plus 486.
Iowa what?
Iowa's plus 155, but total is plus 486. So that's how I qualify for my DGen pick at much over plus, because both of those teams have to win in order for my.
Ooh, I like what you're doing with the DGen pick.
Yeah,
I mean, we should have been doing that always, but I like it.
I think it gives what it does for us is it gives us more. It allows us to be more multiple.
Yeah.
Because I think specifically with the NFL, we need to start doing this more. Of like,
because we only
people,
have two options.
Also, people love to parlay.
They
We
do.
love to parlay. You love to parlay. Everybody
all
loves
love
to
to
parlay.
parlay.
So why shouldn't we start parlaying more?
I love it.
So I think we need to start.
I don't like
adding that in as well.
I don't know if I like the Iowa pick, but
That's fine.
I like the Purdue pick a lot.
Right. And what I was trying to find is two games where these were the two games where I was most confident in
That scenario.
because Iowa should be Illinois.
They should.
Rule of thumb, Iowa should be Illinois. The Purdue-Maryland thing is more so just how teams have been playing this year, but I like Purdue to figure out a way to get that game done because I think Purdue plays better in competitive games than Maryland does. So,
Man,
but yeah, I'm going to start doing that more.
I like it.
Today
especially
was the
in
first
NFL.
day where, because when I was looking, I was just like, I like nothing,
great.
so I'm going to find 2 and see what the odds are.
Thoughts on Iowa? They still going to play Petri Dish, or
He's not getting removed this year unless he gets hurt. I'm done with the conversation. I'm not an Iowa fan, and it makes me mad.
I'm not either. But jeez.
So I will say, there were 2 plays in the game of which Petrus moved the pocket with his feet, read at least 2 reads, maybe even 3, and delivered the football like a quarterback. And that's the first time this year that I can say that.
You also missed 2 touchdown passes, threw it over the head.
Correct. But, I mean, we've beat, like,
Right,
not
that-
to
we've
beat a
hit
dead
that one.
horse, but
He
all
has-
I'm saying is that,
He
like,
had at
I
least 2 good
saw,
ones. A quarterback.
and that's not defending him continuing to play. The fact is, he's not going to be removed from the game unless he gets injured.
If he's in the game, they're not scoring more than 17.
Yeah, because they can't consistently move the ball when your quarterback can't hit the guys that are infrequently open. Because, let's be honest, Iowa's issues are not only Petrus, but their guys aren't open very often. When they are open, they have to be completions.
Yeah.
And then they can't get screwed over by penalties, which they did this last week. And then they can't leave their defense on the field to just do everything.
500 plays.
Especially against athletes that are superior to what they have on defense. So, like, all of those things played into what happened this weekend. But ultimately, Illinois, I think, comes back to the level of Iowa from an athlete standpoint. And therefore, like, Iowa needs to find a way to win this game.
If they don't, it's already gonna be a long season for the West.
Correct.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
But it's gonna be really, really bad.
Yeah, don't disagree.
All right, let's get to the NFL, which makes me so much happier because I win money there, not in college, because college is a cluster.
So this was the first week that the books lost
Yeah, money.
in the NFL.
Yeah, they're gonna make it up this weekend. I promise you.
Yeah, I mean,
Real quick.
I think I saw the tweet. That's where I saw that, and it was
They
just
did
like,
last night.
and the first comment or the person who tweeted it was like, "I think they'll still be open for business on Monday night."
Yeah, I
like,
love that one.
I think they. Like,
Well, hey,
they'll be
Monday
all right.
night they did a boost for Cooper Kupp. I think he was like minus 140 for anytime touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
They boosted it to 120 or 140. He didn't score.
Correct.
Everyone loaded up.
Yep, loaded up on that.
One. By the way, it's the right thing
And
to
they
load
loaded up on the Rams.
And they load up on the Rams.
So they made their money back on Monday night.
They made all of it back.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, them losing money, they probably didn't. I mean, it was probably close.
Correct.
It was just they did lose.
It's just that they have absolutely just raked in money
Since
for
the
the
beginning.
first 3 weeks.
Since the beginning of sportsbook history. But
Right,
yes. Yeah.
so-
Okay.
Well, specifically this year with so many upsets.
Correct.
And not that there weren't some this week, but not nearly. I mean,
No, it was.
not nearly. as
But we love it. Thursday night football. This Thursday night football defines to me
Thursday night football.
why Thursday night football is Thursday night football, pure definition of Thursday night football, why we should never have it. This game, honestly,
What are they
could
going
be
to?
7
And also,
to 3.
what are they going to wear for uniforms? Is this all blue versus all orange?
Probably. Do they both wear helmets with horses? I think they have to.
I hope that the Colts don't come out in Smurfs, but they're the.
I would prefer that over watching the game. This game is. I hope it ends up being good.
But this is two teams we thought were going to be solid at the beginning of the year. This was a
the
great
Colts had a
matchup.
Super Bowl chance. Broncos, I think one of us has to go to the playoffs. Like,
Yeah,
bleh,
that's me.
barf.
sure.
I want to vomit. I don't want this game. I mean, I will obviously pick it and bet on it. But
Do you think it's bettable?
oh yeah. Give the Colts like 10 points because both teams. There's not going to be a spread of 10 at any point in time, in my opinion, because it's then ending score is going to be 7-3. But you can guarantee I'm going under 43.5.
So we're all locked on the under.
Okay, yeah.
Because one of these teams is going to have to do something completely different than we've seen all year and, like, prove it to me.
The Colts, they've been down a lot, but at least have showed that if they just put it on Matty Ice, he throws 50 times, they'll move the ball and score.
Right.
I can at least.
But he'll also throw 2 picks.
And he'll fumble twice because their whole line is really bad.
I don't think he anticipated how bad their O-line was when he decided to go there.
How could you? It was a strength. They ran the ball over the place last year. Now they can't. And I think Taylor's out. I think this week.
He's on the fence at best.
And so it's like, well, it doesn't matter. They don't run
Hines
the ball.
is solid anyway, but it's not even that as much as just how bad their O-line is.
Broncos, I don't even know what to say about them. Yeah. Offensively, they're atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
Defensively, hit or miss. They lost their best running back who just went off.
Mm-hmm.
How do you pick this game?
And it's a Thursday night game on top of everything.
On top of everything.
Well, I mean, you got to say that it's a Thursday night game in Mile High, and you got to lean that way. And I'm doing the Sonic, so
I will Sonic right behind you. So give me Denver and the Colts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention it's at 3, which is such a.
Well, actually, it's at 3.5 on DraftKings.
It's on 3. Yeah, it's 3 on.
So go ahead and give us the better.
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to improve ourselves there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's heavy money on the Colts. minus 120, plus 100.
My lean was to take Indy.
I lean there too. I don't think I'm going to pick this money line.
But I wouldn't touch that game.
I'll touch the under.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to. I don't want to touch it from that other standpoint. All right. Chicago, Minnesota. Wish we had the resident Minnesota guy in studios. When are they playing? Noon. 7:44 in DraftKings.
43.5. Thoughts on this game?
Going into last week when I thought they would just handle the Saints and I could watch a nice Saints ass whooping on Sunday morning before going to coach flag football. Before that, I would say, sweet, I'm ride me Minnesota. I can't.
I don't know. How do
say
you?
That. Minnesota's winning the game.
I was going to ask Ryan this: how Minnesota? Because every team plays against a mobile quarterback differently. So you're either strong and you feel good about it, or
shaking in your boots.
I mean, it's just teams that are playing against Mariota now is we're not worried about him throwing.
It's just he can run.
But he can run. Whereas that's where Lamar Jackson has kind of set himself up for Baltimore. He's actually gotten to the point where he can throw. So teams have to Josh Allen same way. But so I don't pay enough attention to how the Vikings play against the Bears. My initial thought is that Minnesota's going to win this game running away. Justin Fields is the 3rd worst quarterback in the passer rating stat era.
Yeah, I've got
through 4 games.
I got to find what his
stats. The 3rd worst.
His stats this weekend were 11 for 22 and 174 yards. I'm pretty sure that
might be his best game of the year.
Sacked 6 times. I'm pretty sure, and don't quote me, but I was watching all the betting, and I think there was a boost or something that had his under 120 yards or something like that. Right. Something crazy low.
Mm-hmm.
Every quarterback in every NFL game should throw for 120 yards.
Correct.
But
the way the league's designed.
Lucking into it, they should.
But he's had at least 2, if not 3 games at 105 yards or less.
I agree. So that's why I know the Vikings will win.
Mm-hmm.
Should they beat them by 10, 13, 14? Absolutely. I don't know if I can 100% agree to that.
I mean, I'm all in on the Vikings here winning this game, covering.
You going under?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The under was the only thing I was sure of.
Minnesota and the under
because,
I'm 100% sure.
Well, and I'm not,
I don't know how
the Bears can't score more than 17 points.
Yeah. So that means 27 by Minnesota? 27-17?
I mean,
to me is the max.
That's where Ryan sees it, but the Bears defense is just I see this game as more of a 24-12 type of game or 27-10 or something like that.
27-17 is the max for both teams in my opinion.
No, I don't disagree.
So I got to go under. There's no way I'm betting on that happening.
Right, you're betting that's your max, you're a half a point off.
Yeah. So
I don't
go ahead.
disagree.
Let's ride with the under on that one.
Yep.
Oh, then we get to the Falcons Bucks. Line's actually at 9 on DraftKings
8.5.
and 48 DraftKings and 48.5.
Yep.
Man, I don't know.
So
I'm going under.
mm-hmm.
I know we've been averaging. Well, this was our first game under 27.
Mm-hmm.
We got to 23. I just don't think that we're going to score 23 points.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa's defense is KC, different
Right.
story. But outside of that, I think they were averaging like 14, 12 points. So
Mhm.
like, we'll get to 17.
And their offense has kicked a lot of field goals.
Yeah, we'll get to 17, I believe. But Tampa Bay is going to get to it's going to be 24-17, in my opinion. Just one of those. It'll be a late
Again,
touchdown by us. It might be
Either
24-10.
17, even 27-21 is still under.
Yeah.
Like,
It's going under.
that's why, I'm on the under on that. And I'm
He went Sonic.
we might be goon locking on this, actually.
I believe we will be.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to give us the 9, personally.
I thought you said it was 8.
It's at 9.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure. We're going to take the 9 then.
Yeah. So we're going to take the 9 on that, and we're going to goon lock
Yeah, we are.
Goon lock on the Tampa Bay and Atlanta under.
Mm-hmm.
Love the hell out of that.
All right.
Surprising team of the year, Atlanta Falcons. Potentially could be 4-0, playing 2-2. I've told you I picked them for the playoffs. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. My faith in that is still relatively 0, but
Right. Here we are.
I'm happier I'm
Right.
happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I'm happy. They're playing.
Isn't it
they're in
amazing
football
how it's all
games.
relative to expectations?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm happy with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Now, our record is good.
Right.
But, like, the way that we're playing football makes me happier.
That's the point. It's really not record based. Even, I mean, yes, if your team went 0-17, you would not be happy.
Mm-hmm.
But if they were in one possession games, 0-17,
Or
could you
just
really
how
be
you
mad?
executed within those games.
Right.
Yeah.
If like it was a normal football game, they
Mhm.
just beat you because your
Right.
talent's not there.
Mhm.
I have no problems with that.
Right.
It's when like you have 17 picks, 14 offsides penalties, and you're just trash. But
Right.
Dallas Rams.
The Rams aren't a great
This
football
has to be an afternoon game. Yes, it is.
team. I guess this is probably like the NBC game of the week or whatever, or whatever is going on.
Well, because it's the Cowboys.
Yeah. and
So
the
you
Rams.
always get it.
And the Rams.
And then the Rams
Right.
Super Bowl champs.
So
Otherwise, the other one's like Eagles, Cardinals.
yeah. So this game will be on.
Yeah.
The game's in LA, which means nothing, but so do games in Dallas.
Right.
So like I give Dallas the edge there. Stafford's been Stafford. Like he's not that great during the regular season. Like people fail to
Kinda
realize
crazy.
how good he was during the playoffs last year. And like kudos to him for stepping up and
Right.
But like for the most part, he's been exactly what he was in Detroit, in LA, other than when he made the Super Bowl run.
They just have a better defense.
Yeah, they have more timely playmakers on both sides.
Oh,
They-
yeah,
well,
yeah.
basically they have Cooper Kupp and Aaron Donald. Let's be clear on exactly
We have
what
two
on
players.
exactly what they have.
Yeah.
Can Dallas win this game? Yes. Do I expect them to? No, just because like as an overall perspective, like they shouldn't win this game.
No.
If Dak was playing, like is the expectation higher? Yes. So like the potential of him playing makes the expectation higher, which to me leads to them not winning the game.
Right.
I am hedging this game as well. I don't want to jinx Dallas, to be honest. Like I feel like they have a very good chance of winning this game. The other problem with this is like they're not plus 200 to win this game either, so like I won't bet them anywhere on this. But like the way they've played, not surprising at all if they win this game.
No, not at all.
So I have them covering the 4.5. whatever it be, and I have them on and over. I see this as like a 24-21 type of game, which is 45 points, and so that's over. And I can also see this being – I don't really see it much lower than that. Both teams are going to score some points. I just don't see Dallas holding them under
21.
Like, I don't see it being a 21-17 game. I don't see it being a 17-14 game. Like, Dallas will make some plays, probably have a couple of interceptions even, but like Cup's probably going to have 150 yards.
Right. And a touchdown.
The thing is, the Rams can't really run the football.
No, this one.
So
it's just tough.
If Dallas can get some pick sixes too, that adds to the scoring.
Yeah.
Which I can see being a thing this week.
So for me, this one's more on. This is a rush thing for me, and not because he's been solid. That's the thing, though. He's been solid.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have the long-term starting capabilities right now, or that we know of. Actually, we don't know. He's in that right now, in that role. There's got to be a goose egg game, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with Dak saying, I want to come back this week, truthfully, he's
next week's the week for that game.
But he's getting reps this week. Like, so you know what I mean? Like, to me, he's going to drop a game, and I just believe it's this game. I believe if he plays next week, he'll show up for Philly.
That's
division game.
Yeah,
so that's why I'm gonna go.
It's a division
Dallas.
game, but like that game's in Philly. That's his game to do whatever he is gonna do. Like Philly just knows Dallas well enough to make him ineffective. The Rams just don't. They don't do anything for me.
They don't. I just don't have the confidence in Dallas.
Like I have more confidence in us winning this game if Rush plays than I do if Dak plays.
I don't know enough about your team to confirm that, but I can see your point.
Because I think if we play solid football, meaning if Dallas has no turnovers, Dallas throws for 250 and runs for 150, meaning that we have played equal football throughout, and our defense gets one turnover, we win the game. So we don't have to do anything crazy
just
to win this football game.
That's true. That's fair.
And to beat the Eagles,
that's a different story.
We have to create 2+ turnovers. We have to create dynamic plays within the offense, and therefore expect a little bit more dynamic play from our quarterback.
Big kicks.
And protect the ball, make big kick. There's more things we have to do right against Philly in 2 weeks than what we do against the Rams, especially with the home field advantage Philly will have against what the Rams has. So, that's where I come from, from a fan perspective.
You're not wrong.
So
you are not wrong.
I would have less confidence if Dak played. I would also have less confidence if we were playing at home. So there you go. I have less confidence in home games and my starting quarterback.
So that's good.
So that's where we are as Cowboys fans
that's
at this
really
point.
Good. All right. Cincy Ravens. I think this will be a great game overall.
Yeah.
Man, Baltimore's defense is not Baltimore defense. Giving up 2 games in a row.
Their back end
of huge leads. Now against the Bills, obviously they're a better team, but huge leads.
Well, yeah, but 2 different ways though. In some ways,
one overtime, melted,
lower scoring versus higher shootout.
The shootout was ridiculous.
Their offense died.
Their offense kept. They just. I don't think they did. They don't do what the Chiefs do. They didn't put their foot on their throats in the Dolphins game, in my opinion.
Correct.
That's what lost them the game.
Correct.
Well, and their defense is not good on the back end.
Yeah.
The Bills one was more like a slow bleed, and then the Bills defense is still good, and they figured out how to stop them. Their offense couldn't do anything. So, you
just needed 3 points. Huh? You only needed 3 points.
I know, it's just ridiculous to me. But I
also they didn't. Are we going to talk about them not kicking a field goal?
Yeah, don't. I mean, we can because it made
20
no football sense.
It's 20-20. Mm-hmm. You're 4th and goal at the 3. There's 3.5 minutes left.
He did not trust his defense.
That's all fine.
I'm just saying
we
that's
can
all.
Talk
That's
about
all I have.
Percentages, cards, whatever it is. You have to take a lead in a football game to put different game pressure on the other team.
Specifically in the fourth quarter late.
I don't care if you're playing against the worst team in the league or the best team in the league.
Doesn't matter.
You're kicking the field goal. If you're losing or trying to if you're trying to tie the game versus win the game, different story, especially if you've been outplayed.
Right. Because
not the case
overtime's
none of these scenarios were that this is one of the things I was talking about at the beginning of the show is just no. Again, John Harbaugh can say whatever the hell he wants at the end of the game. We kick the field goal, we take the lead, and we depend on our defense stopping them from going 75 yards because worst case scenario, we're going to overtime.
No matter,
and then you can play if you're in overtime, then go for it.
Right.
Whatever. But during regulation, that whatever BS he wants to spend there, that's just bad. Bad coaching, bad game management. Take the lead. Put the other team in a position where they feel like they have to do something with more urgency.
I could not agree more. I could agree more. Nope. I could not agree more. And that's coming from a defensive person. Regardless of how bad your defense is, you give them a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, in his mind, he's probably saying, if we don't get it, they're stuck down here. The philosophy of they're stuck down here if they go down and kick a field goal and win, as opposed to we have a 3-point lead, they still have to drive down and score a touchdown to beat us.
Mm-hmm.
Completely opposite philosophies, in my opinion.
Right.
It's way easier on a defense to be if you give up 3 points, fine, we're going to overtime.
Right.
Or give a touchdown, we lose.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to score a touchdown.
Because now we're preventing a field goal from, at this point in the NFL, 60 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And now, here's the one slice of it is that Lamar throws a pick. So they start at the 20 versus starting at the 3.
Yeah.
I don't care. Don't put your team in that position. Take the lead in an NFL football game with less than 3 minutes to play and know that if they go down the field, they go down the field.
What's your play call? Okay, we're Harbaugh on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
No matter what you're going for, what's your play call?
I didn't mind what they were trying to do there. Obviously, pressure is what messed up the play, and that's what the Bills were counting on. But, you have to know in that situation with what the Bills have on the back end that you're getting zero, you're getting blitz. And so what I didn't like is that where's your pressure going to come from for the most part? Your athletes are going to be your outside pressure. That's where your fastest guys are going to be who can keep up with Lamar. So, play call-wise, I didn't mind. If you're going to go for it, put the hands in my athlete or put the ball in my athlete's hands, but, where's the soft spot? And that's where they failed. They didn't have any options as far as, what soft spots would be. They put their guys on edges in one-on-one situations. It's no. Your soft spots are going to be over the middle of the field because that's what everything is just vacated. And they had nobody there, and Lamar was out on the edge where he had very limited options if he couldn't run. So, whether it be flea flicker type of, or not a flea flicker, what's the
RPO?
RPO type of play, but the play the Chiefs run all the time. Shovel pass type of play, or a jump pass, a play where you've got one-on-one with a big guy against a corner. You can go up and just make a play. Something that happens right now, not something that's going to be
takes away all pressure.
Correct.
Doesn't matter what you sent.
But again, to me, no doubt you kick the field goal. It's not a. We're
kick
not
the field goal
hesitating.
one.
We're kicking
if
the
I'm
field.
playing, if I'm calling up, I'm running the ball. I'm giving him options. They're going to blitz.
Right.
A lot off the edge. I'm running a speed option to one side.
Right.
At worst case, you have to give him an option, and I don't like the reason I don't like throwing the ball is because pick and a big sack.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'd rather have them inside the 5 defensively than potentially the 20.
And they're playing pass there.
Yeah. Because why wouldn't you?
100%. Especially in
if you're going to run,
NFL.
go ahead.
That's the whole. That goes into the whole conversation with why the Bills are bad, why the Broncos are bad on.
That was just.
third and short, fourth and short, goal line situations. Like, play callers have not gone back. They almost need to revert a little bit to physicality, and they haven't, because defenses are putting nickel packages on the field in 4th and 1.
Which is
what?
Every time I see it, I go,
But that's because of the packages that they're
but
facing.
Also, they're also not defending a quarterback sneak as much anymore.
They don't have to.
Do you know how frightening as it is as a defender, the effect of a quarterback sneak? Because there's so many things to stopping quarterback sneak. Mm-hmm. One, you have to have someone on the center.
Yeah. You have to have 2 guys.
You at least have to have one on a 0, just head up. You at least have to then fill, if that's going to happen, you have to fill your linebackers.
You have to bear.
Yeah.
Because linebackers aren't going to stop us quarterback sneak.
No, but I'm saying, if you do, you have to have linebackers in the gaps.
Right.
Then you have to have your edge guys in the B gap, and then you all have to be pinching in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Problem with that is, it's
You're
very
exposed.
easy. You're very easy for anything to go outside.
Mm-hmm.
Anything to go outside.
100%.
Okay, fine. How do we combat that? Okay, we'll put 2 people on the center.
Right.
Okay. Well, now we've got our linebackers going to be gap.
Right.
Okay. Well, by the time they get there, unless they're lined up there,
right,
the quarterback gets a yard by just slipping right or left. Falling.
Correct.
Being an athlete, taking a snap, falling forward.
100%.
It is the hardest play in football. And
especially on 3rd down. 4th down, give or take, depending on your personnel, but on 3rd down, you shouldn't not get a sneak on 3rd down because the playbook is still wide open. You have to be less.
The percentage of actually a quarterback sneak happening on 3rd down is so low as well. And I was watching the Kelsey podcast show. The Kelseys have a show, which is hilarious.
Yep.
And they pose the same question. It's I think they were saying 93% of quarterback sneaks are successful with 1 yard to go.
Mm-hmm. And we don't. We see him 70%
on 3rd and 1. I would love to. I bet it's closer. I bet it's 98, 99. Because 1, you just don't think it's coming.
But what are we going to do? We're going to play action, or we're going to hand off to a guy who's starting 7 yards behind.
Or we're going to be shotgun.
Yeah.
And then hand it off.
Right.
What the hell?
Exactly.
Okay. We
digress.
That's what happens. Yeah. Anyways,
Baltimore, Cincinnati, both teams wanting / needing a win. With a
Baltimore needs it more
compared to
my opinion. You can't go 3 losses like that in a row.
The thing is these teams are going to go back and forth. Baltimore's a better team.
They are.
They need to win this game because it's at home, because they're the better team.
And you can't go 3 in a row.
I will take Baltimore. And I will take Baltimore, and I will take the over in this game. I think both teams will score. And there's no reason Baltimore's proved that they can stop Burrow from scoring with those athletes. Now, there's also no reason to think that Baltimore won't score. So, yeah, give me the over.
This is going against this season and everything.
Are you agreeing with me again?
No, that the NFC North does.
AFC.
AFC North.
Yeah,
goes unders.
Right.
They don't. And I'm gonna stick to that until the Baltimore Ravens and Cincinnati Bengals F me up.
You just love Ryan.
I don't, and I have Burrow as my fantasy quarterback. I would really love this to go a lot of points.
Yeah, no, I see this as a 38-27 type of game. I just see a lot of points in this game. I don't think either team can stop the other team.
I have more confidence in Baltimore just winning than I do anything that has to do with the over.
That's fair.
That's where my bet is.
Raiders,
Chiefs.
In Arrowhead on Monday night.
God, it's gonna be louder in hell.
Yeah.
Vegas, hey, they're scratching and crawling and doing things and attempting to get back in games. I truthfully don't know why they're losing from a roster standpoint.
Yeah, their defense isn't good.
They just their
defense isn't
on a
consistent.
Roster standpoint,
their consistency not a good
not there.
thing. Yeah.
And they're putting their offense
in holes. Has not been consistent.
No, but they're also putting him in holes. So now it's only on him. And if he's inconsistent, now you've got an inconsistent quarterback and inconsistent defense, which leads to losses. So clearly Casey's going to win this one.
Yeah, I think we all have them on money line, being this game, being in KC. Ryan's got the Raiders covering 7.5.
He's got the under.
Not so fast, my friend.
I gotta pull up on DraftKings. Where the hell are we? All right. It's 7. Money's on the Chiefs, and it's 51.
Over. I'll take the 51, and I'll take the 7.
Yeah, same. I agree. I don't. I also picked them for the Super Bowl, so that is what it is.
Yep.
Okay, that was easy. Moving on. We got money line lock. What you got here?
Ryan's got the Dolphins at -176
Over the Jets.
Over the Jets winning Jets.
I don't care who's quarterback.
Jets.
That's probably a good bet.
Yep. I've got Philly continuing a hot streak over a Cardinals team who find a way to beat the Panthers last week, but not in any type of amazing fashion against a very bad football team. So I'll take Philly just to dominate that game.
There's really not too many to pick from.
Yeah, I that game jumped at me. There really wasn't anything. Once I saw that, I didn't really consider anything else. So
What the hell is it?
I will. I'll take my fly Eagles fly. My Eagles. That sounds weird.
Chris, cut that out.
Yeah.
I need that loop just sent to me, and I will post it daily.
Oops.
Yeah. Really after that one up. They're -240 on DraftKings.
That's fine.
What are they?
I just had them. Oh, sorry. I didn't have him. I had them spread locked.
Oh.
They were 5.5. I'm taking Baltimore -178.
I really don't like that you did that. And I'm really not just trying to follow you per se, but I'm also going to take the Ravens, and I'm going to take them at -170. Would you like them at 170?
No.
No? You want the 178?
Yes, please.
What does it even equate to?
Probably
A cent?
Probably 8 pennies.
Like 8 pennies? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
not even. Probably 6 pennies.
Love it.
Right.
All right, so now you went to spread.
Spread lock,
So
yeah.
now your
Sorry,
spread is-
Eagles over Arizona, -5.5. Ryan's got the Titans over the Washington Commanders, -2.5. That does not sound like a fun football game to watch at all.
No, it does. It just.
So
Yeah. Go ahead and give me the Dolphins -3.5 over the Jets.
all right. 3 or 3.5?
3.
Oh, look at you.
Is it 3.5?
Yep.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah, you'll take the 3 then. I know you will.
That's how we play. The game.
Over under, Ryan's got the Lions and the Patriots over 45.5, which I can definitely say that I agree with. Definitely see some points in there, especially if the Patriots let Zappy play a little bit and the Lions continue to do exactly what they've done all year. You've got the wonderful Thursday night under. Gonna stick to your guns here. I see.
It's worked for me last week.
That's fair. I am going with a game where I don't believe Daniel Jones is going to play, and if he does, he's not going to be full strength. Saquon Barkley took snaps at quarterback this week for the Giants.
Actual quarterback snaps.
Correct. Not
like that was designed.
Wildcat snaps. Yeah. So whoever the Giants are going to play at quarterback, and then Green Bay, who has just not been good on offense. And that game's 41.5, and I'll take the under. Because if the Giants get to 10 and the Packers get to 31,
So
we're
be it.
still under.
Yeah, and also, so be it.
Right.
It's not going to happen. Both teams are going to try to run the ball.
Yeah.
The Packers need to. What do you think the problem is with the Packers right now? By the way, the way that screen is cracked screwed me up for a second. I was like, why is that? Anyways,
Their O-line isn't great. Rodgers, young receivers can't catch touchdown passes.
Do they need time?
Yeah.
Or is it talent?
It's youth.
Okay.
They're open.
Yeah.
So, like, you've proven
They've
you
done
can
their
open,
job.
catch the ball.
Yeah.
Like, both of their early picks have dropped open, long touchdown passes. That just changes trajectory of the game, changes the ability to run the football. Aaron Jones is your best player, changes the ability to get him involved. Those types of things. And just timing with Rodgers overall. Obviously, he misses Adams. Lazard hasn't been healthy consistently. That's another security blanket for him. Cobb's another security blanket. So the two young guys are the dynamic guys. So they need their dynamic guys to be that in order to score the football. By week 8 to 10, 12, I think the Packers will be fine. I said at the beginning of the year that I think the Packers are going to miss the playoffs. So fine by me if they suck. But
they should have lost last week.
Right. Like, ultimately, the NFL isn't good enough this year to overcome what the Packers can be, specifically the NFC North, and the rest of the NFL, like, can't beat the Packers when they play uber shitty.
That's the problem.
Nobody's shitty enough to lose.
Correct.
Or to win. So,
like with the troubles Green Bay's having, if the strength of the NFL was better, they would be out of the playoffs because of it. They're able to learn under fire while winning.
Bad games, they're playing bad and winning,
and they
because of Rodgers ish.
I wouldn't even
more
say
so
Rodgers.
because of their defense.
Right.
Yeah.
And so now the young guys and Rodgers can gel.
But that's the thing.
And
Is
once they
Rodgers
gel-
isn't going to lose you football games.
No,
He's not winning them
correct.
football games like Mahomes is, or
because of
anything
the
like,
receivers.
Because,
Really.
yeah, but I mean, even then,
He's
like,
been off.
he's not as sharp either.
No.
Like, there's a
But
lot
now
of
they have
things going
time
on.
because they're going to win while getting time, and they'll
and
get
they're
hot.
still
They'll
fine.
be fine.
Like, they're not desperate.
No.
They're not an 0-4 or
And
anything
they'll-
like that range. So,
But they'll lose in the playoffs
Yep.
first game, so that's
Correct.
fine.
So DGen
DJ
bet. Ryan's got Carolina at plus 225. What's that game on DraftKings?
Let's see. It's probably going to be a noon game, I would assume. No, it's afternoon game. In Carolina?
Huh?
Why is it afternoon? Oh, Niners.
Yeah.
Plus 220.
Against San Francisco. I don't see that. Like, San Francisco, that shouldn't be a problem, but San Francisco. So Ryan's got a chance.
Sure does.
I have, as previously talked about, taken
A parlay?
2-team parlay. I have the Lions over the Pats and the Browns over the Chargers at plus 452. So we will see how that plays out. I don't have a ton of confidence in the Browns, but if Herbert's not 100% healthy, Browns can run the football.
I just don't approve of you taking my picks.
Your 2-team parlay picks?
I literally was just like, oh,
look.
there's not much there. I'm going to do that. Yeah. Oh.
I mean, I'll let you use one. I'm not letting you use both.
No, I mean, that's no. Give me also the Lions, but I'm going to roll with the Bengals.
Okay.
Plus 475.
All right. Detroit?
Lions.
Yep.
And you have...
I'm the Lions and the Browns. It'll be CLE. There you go. Plus 452.
All right.
Well, mix it up action.
Little mix. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I actually have more confidence in that than I do in Carolina over the Niners.
Right. And which is fair.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. All right. We haven't done big parlay in a couple of weeks.
No.
And I mean, we're on the NFL, so let's go ahead and lock in some just locks. I'm going to go Bills, Steelers, Pack, Giants. Clearly. Dolphins, Jets, are they a lock to you? Without Tua?
I think the Vikings are locked.
Well, yeah, I said that. Wait, no, I didn't.
No. Dolphins.
Yeah.
Who else you locked in the Bucks?
I haven't got there yet. I was
don't-
going in
I
order.
don't think I would lock in the Bucks.
Packers, Bills, Dolphins, not lock them in.
Yep. Packers, Bills, Dolphins, Jags,
I can ride with
Vikings,
Vikings,
Chiefs.
Jags, Niners. Do you see the Niners losing to the Panthers?
No.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about it, Ryan, on that one. Where are the Chiefs at? Oh, they're there. Yeah, Chiefs. All right.
That's where it is?
Pretty good on the NFL side.
What's that look like?
That plus 594. Now
Okay.
college, Colegio. All right, let's walk.
College. I like Tennessee.
I need you to go in order of time. Okay?
Yeah, 11 a.m. Tennessee.
You forgot Friday. You skip Friday?
I don't like.
I don't
anybody
like
on
any. I
Friday.
don't like the Fridays either. To be fair,
I went to the first.
Tennessee's your first one. Huh?
Unless you're gonna pick Nebraska over Rutgers.
I am not.
That's what I thought.
Michigan over Indiana. You just skip
Yep.
over that one.
Well, I like to pick games that I'm confident in that are competitively lined.
So which one did you say? Sorry, Tennessee. Yeah.
Then Florida over Missouri.
Not touching that one. Not touching that one. Or that one. I'll throw Cincy in just because, but we don't need to talk about it. Same with Liberty. Pitt over Vautech.
Vautech's terrible. Jeez.
Not good.
Tulsa over Navy.
Where's that one at?
2:30.
A lot of 2:30 games. Washington over Arizona State.
Oklahoma State over Texas Tech.
Where's that at?
2:30 as well.
Where are your 2:30s are not in the same order as my 2:30s?
Well, yeah, but they're still at 2:30.
Wisconsin, Northwestern.
I don't.
I don't like it.
Just not screwing with that game.
Nope. I agree.
3 o'clock. Ole Miss over Vandy.
Yeah. Obviously, Ohio State. App State over Texas State.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. We're at 20 teams, but I think that maxes us out.
Is it 20 or 25?
It's 20.
Okay.
On DraftKings. I don't remember. I think FanDuel's. I don't even know.
Pretty sure FanDuel's 25.
That puts us at plus 5,174.
Gotcha.
Puts
What
$1,000
I would add in there would be there's Wake Forest, USC.
Yep.
Kentucky. All of those are better than those big spread games that we bet. So we need to take out the Michigans of the world and bet those other games, in my opinion.
Okay. So, take out a couple of the. Where the hell did it go?
Whatever the huge games are, take out, because I think we have plenty of late games that I feel very confident about that are
fill in that
minus
gap.
600 or better.
Okay. I got rid of everything above 1,000 so far.
How many does that get us down to?
16. So we got 4 to go.
I'm going to start back at 6 o'clock.
James Madison over Arkansas State.
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky.
Wake Forest.
Yep.
USC.
Puts us back at 20.
The only other game.
Coastal.
Who are they playing this week?
Louisiana Monroe.
Yeah. I haven't messed with Coastal much this year. They've won some games.
Oregon over Arizona.
That was the last game that I had.
That's an easy fill.
Because that was minus 580, and that's got to be better than
it's minus 490 actually.
Okay.
All right, puts us at 11,917.
There we go.
And I really like it. All right, lock that bad boy in.
Let's roll.
All right, as we finish before 7 o'clock, which is nice.
Nice.
Very nice. As Ryan would say, as always, like, share, comment, tweet, whatever you need to do. Subscribe. Come at us if you want to be a guest.
Comment.
Where are we with our guests?
Hopefully got one lined up for next week. No promises.
We do have
Got
one.
a gambling guy that I'm trying to get on the line here.
We have a collegiate athlete at a big school. We just got to get the timing down with practice and everything.
That's
that would be a fun one.
I've
Local
got a
guy.
couple of high school coach guys that are struggling.
What was that? Were you from Wisconsin? What was that?
Lunches.
What the hell was that?
Minnesota.
What the hell was that?
Yeah. That are struggling from a practice time perspective, but
it's always tough. That's always tough.
So
let's do it.
But yeah, ultimately I want to get my betting guy on, so we'll see.
All right. Well, that's right. We will see you next week live 4:30 Tuesday. Let's go.